भदारी यशोदानन्दन व्रज जनरञ्जन यशोदा यमुनातीरावनचारी यमुनातीरा हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम राम हरे 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 कृष्ण हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम राम हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम राम हरे 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 कृष्ण हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम राम हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण जय गौरानिताय गौरानिताय जय गौरानिताय शत श्री श्रीमती डिवाइन ग्रेस अभय चरणा अरविंद भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी शिल प्रभुपाद की इस्कॉन फाउंडर आचार्य बीबीटी फाउंडर आचार्य सेवियर ऑफ द होल वर्ल्ड शिल प्रभुपाद की जय ओम विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्रजकाचार्य अष्टोत्तर शत श्री श्रीमद भक्ति सिद्धांत सरस्वती गोस्वामी ठाकुर शिल प्रभुपाद की अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की नामाचार्य शिल हरिदास ठाकुर की प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवास आदि गौर भक्त वृंद की श्री श्री राधा कृष्ण गोप गोपिका श्याम कुंड राधा कुंड गिरिराज गोवर्धन की ब्रजभूमि श्री वृंदावन धाम की मथुरापुरी धाम की पुरुषोत्तम क्षेत्र श्री जगन्नाथपुरी धाम की श्री नवद्वीप मायापुर धाम की गंगा मैया की यमुना मैया की भक्ति देवी की श्रीमती तुलसी महारानी की समवेत गौर भक्त वृंद की श्री श्री राधा वृंदावन चंद्र की श्री श्री जगन्नाथ बलदेव सुभद्र मैया की श्री श्री गौर निताय की ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवतम की निताय गौर प्रेमानंदे all glories to the assembled devotees all glories to the assembled devotees all glories to the assembled devotees All glories, all glories, all glories to Shri Guru and Shri Gauranga. Namam Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Shrimate Bhakti Vedanta Swamin Iti Namine. Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine. ओमज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरोन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपः कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरोः श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरोन् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगणा रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादान् सहगणा ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभो नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवास आदि गौर भक्त वृंद। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा हरे कृष्णा। So welcome to our morning discussion, continuation of Bhakti Vaibhav classes. Before we go ahead from where we left off, some revision of yesterday's class, some points that you recollect from memory. Yes, do you have mic? Yes, Lord Mother Earth was always in touch. Yes.
We
Actually,
studied
I
that.
forget the name. Abhijit. Yeah, Abhijit.
Oh, cow and
And
bull
whose
are.
name? Muralidhar Mukund. I tend to forget.
Yes, cow and bull are so innocent animals that their stool and urine are also useful. We studied, and so we should protect them, and especially because cow gives the miracle food that is milk, and the bull is he uses the grains. So
Forgetting grains.
forgetting grains. Yes.
Snail too.
When we are chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra, Radha and Krishna are dancing on our tongue.
Srila Prabhupada says in 12.8. Yes. Free ras dance, free show, dance and music show.
We can be in connection with the Lord by offenseless service, especially offenseless
By?
chanting. Offenseless service, offenseless chanting of the holy names.
Yes. Amit Prabhu. Swiss Sarkar. Not Sarkar.
We should not identify.
Name.
Narahari Thakur Das.
Narahari Thakur Prabhu. Narahari Sarkar, I was thinking. Narahari Thakur. But anyway, Sarkar and Thakur both are like, masters only.
We should not identify the miscreants. Rather, we should think it's our own misdeed. Means the bull is trying to means not clearly identifying or telling the reason why he is suffering. So he is giving many reasons. Ultimately, he is not giving one reason. So in that way, it is not encouraged to give blame others. In that sense,
he says in one sense like our karma also. It's Prabhupada in the purport and all. And plus, a Lord has sanctioned. That's how it has come. Whosoever may be immediate cause of the suffering inflicted upon us, but the remote cause is Krishna only. So Krishna has sanctioned this activity. Let me accept it. Any other? Mohan. Huh? Jagdishwar Mohan Prabhu. Dwij Mohan. Which, which Mohan? Jagdishwar Mohan Prabhu. Yes.
Generally, you have a tendency of blaming the immediate cause rather than seeing like if somebody has done, like you're giving example, अगर bathroom गए हैं light off कर दिया तो then you will always turn off the light.
Yes. If we only see that blessing of remote cause is there, then we will be ecstatic. Different people behave differently in different circumstances. So one who, that statement, the greatness of a person has to be estimated by his ability to tolerate provoking situations. So, that was statement by Prabhupada, that is the statement in Krishna book for that story of Bhrigu Muni testing Brahma, Vishnu and Mahesh. So Brahma became disturbed that nobody, he did not pay obeisances. And Shivji went to embrace, then Bhrigu said, hey, you are very dirty, don't touch me. So Shiv became very angry and he took his trident to kill only Bhrigu. Parvati stopped him. And when Lord Vishnu was struck with his foot by Bhrigu Muni, Vishnu, who was in Samadhi, Yoga Nidra, he opened his eyes and, oh, really? What is this? And then he got up and empowerment. Thank you. So he became very very soft and so your your feet are very soft like lotus, and my heart, my chest is like hard stone. You might have got hurt. I'll massage like that. So you imagine yourself. Now I'm sitting here. He gave garland, but somebody from outside comes and hits or kicks on the chest to the degree that you fall back and somehow you can't. And we'll at least burn him with our eyes. We cannot directly burn, maybe that power may not be there. But so how cool you would be? Would you be without? It's like a speed breaker is there and a vehicle, all the people in the vehicle absolutely experience no jerk, nothing. So how is it possible? It will go over that bump or whatever. They will explain. No, it can be very smoothly taken also. It requires expert driver. Yes or not? And sometimes, many times there are no expert drivers. Yes. Any other? If possible, somebody who did not speak till now. Swapnil Prabhu.
About those from that book, what all Krishna does in the entire day, 24 hours.
Krishna Nika Komari by Srila Kavi Karanapur.
So you told how in morning 3:30 he comes back to
3:36 he is woken up.
Those
And then
also
after some time he comes up. Okay. Okay. Nobody has any other word. Your point, last point, then we'll begin. Yes. And they just did not consider cows, animals only to be praja, but even plants and all that. I give, I think, example of South Indian king. After Apad Dharma. Emergency. Then in that time, the normal time dharma or the activities may change because trying situation. So it is allowed. So scriptures are very accommodative. They allow. They know sometimes may be difficult. Okay, so we ended at 23rd of the 17th chapter of first canto, no? The 23rd says, who says that? Raja Vacha. The king said, "Oh, you who are in the form of a bull, you know the truth of religion, and you are speaking according to the principle that the destination intended for the perpetrator of irreligious acts is also intended for one who identifies the perpetrator. You are no other than the personality of religion." So we should not try to identify who is the one who caused this. Just the Prabhupada saying that this whether Jiva came, how he fell down or whatever. So somebody was pushed in from the boat in the ocean, drowning, and then he's released, given some rope. I said, no, first I want to know who pushed me. He's so upset. Papa says, first you come to the board on the ship, then you may inquire what happened, who pushed me. I never jumped inside. So like that, don't, when trouble comes in our life, rather than trying to find out who the immediate cause is, always know Krishna is the remote cause. He has sanctioned. Okay, Hare Krishna, I accept it. Toto. And 23rd also we discussed, no? Isn't it? Thus, it is concluded that the Lord's energies are inconceivable. No one can estimate them by mental speculation or by word jugglery. He says, Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur says, the course of the Lord's energy, which causes maintenance and destruction of the whole universe, Deva Mayaha, is beyond the mind, Chetasaha. It is beyond words. Thus, it is apratarkya and anirdesha. Since Maya is only under his control, who can know and say how the Lord arranges happiness and distress in the form of maintenance and destruction for the living entities? So his ways are inconceivable. We may not understand. So no need to worry too much. Yes, so 24th. Where is that? What is it called? Subodhini. Little bit systematic approach to this. So this is 23rd. He says 17 to 27 is about Parikshit discusses the cause of suffering of cow, earth, and bull, dharma. In that 17 to 20 is about dharma to Parikshit. It is difficult to ascertain who is perpetrator. And he left it in the 20th verse to the king only. O sage amongst kings, judge for yourself by thinking over all this with your own intelligence. Now 22nd to 27 is Parikshit consoles dharma. You must be dharma. With changes in yuga, religion also declines. Krishna, I was wondering that it may fall, means earlier, and it definitely fell. So I'm only the cause of that. I only kept the bottle there. So this is easy to tolerate, not get provoked. But if somebody else had kept it, then would have been a real test for me. How did you keep there? Won't you have the brain? You know, it's a very short, small space. So many, it will be very provoking. But you be cool. Today morning, when the Prabhu brought me milk like that, my table was filled with so many books and so many things. So he filled a glass with milk, and the milk toppled, and the glass toppled, and all milk everywhere. And I'd just come after taking bath, 4 o'clock. He got shocked. My God, now what will be the response? So I said, don't worry. You go and get another milk if it is there. He said, it is there. I said, I will clean it up. Don't worry. So he went and I cleaned it up. Prabhu witnessed it, I think. He was just getting up that time. Like that. So double pocha was required because first was dry pocha. So all milk was absorbed by that gamcha. Then again going to bathroom area, removing that milk, and wet pocha second time. And still it is not so clean anyway. No problem. Then afterwards I asked him that what happened exactly. So he said there was this recording system, some device was kept. So that was my mistake only yesterday night when I went to bathroom, 9 o'clock. So I found somebody's Subal Priya Prabhu's device was remaining there. I was wondering what it is, how it is lying there in the toilet kit area. So I brought it to my room and I kept it on the table because I was about to sleep. I kept it in the darkness and I was just little bit, Paramatma was giving indication that why are you keeping on the table? Miss slight, but because I wanted to sleep, I just kept it there. And exactly that device caused the whole milk toppling, etc. So I told him that you could have removed the device and kept it somewhere else on the chair. because the whole table was almost filled. So every moment this knowledge has to be applied. We all will be tested. Did you get provoked by anything from yesterday where our class got over till now? Like I told my situation. Any provoking situation happened for anyone? Not yet. No problem. It will happen. Rest assured, it will definitely happen. Not only once, hundreds of times till you breathe your last, you will have to face hundreds and millions of provoking situations. And you may fail first few times, but if you remember our discussion, forget, don't worry about marks in Bhakti Vaibhav and getting certificate, that you will get. But in life, if you could apply, if you remember, oh, that class, high class. Bull, what did Bull say? Dharmaraj. Mm. So that will be really the test. And if you pass it, eventually you can pass it. First 2-3 times maybe failure, but a failure is a stepping stone to success. So no problem. First few times you fail. But remain cool. Should be always cool in general. And when a provoking situation happens, that is the real more bigger test or biggest test. Whether you are able to maintain your coolness. Krishna has sanctioned this act. And I was just thinking also that milk got spoiled in a sense. Fortunately, there was another milk. But then I was thinking, okay, if milk got spoiled, then I have dry fruits also soaked overnight. I could have taken them also. I was thinking, if the milk would, what would I take? Something. But Krishna has ample arrangement. Yogakshemam Mahamyam. Without Ananyas Chintayanto Mam also. Still so much arrangement, so many arrangements are there. So if you want to be cool, you can be cool. If you want to be provoked, they say now that nobody can insult without your consult. They will knock at the door of your heart. Prabhu, can I insult you? How dare of you? You will insult me? I'll smash you. Prabhu, would I insult you? Try. Prabhu, you are a fool. Are Prabhu, don't glorify me. Are Prabhu, you are a fool. Are Prabhu, don't glorify. I said you are a fool. Prabhu, I am not Murkha. I am Mahamurkha. If you say that I am Murkha, you are glorifying me. You should know that I am Mahamurkha. See, two situations. So he consulted you. He asked you, would I insult you? So in the first case, you allowed him to insult you. In second case, you just did not allow him. Though apparently it appeared like you allowed him and he said you are a fool. He said, no, you are glorifying me. Why are you glorifying? So depends on you, how you react in any situation. Ultimately, whole philosophy is to be applied only. Prabhupada said, no? The process is simple, but application is difficult. Process what? In the whole philosophy is simple. Even if I don't teach you this lecture and all this, you all can easily pass Bhakti Vaibhav. You can crack exams also. Not a big deal. But application is most difficult. And all of us will be tested. Okay, anyway. Another provoking situation for you is the tension that you have to, what you call, undergo. Prabhu will complete the syllabus or not. Too much discussion. And shlokas remain behind. We are always lagging. Lagging is increasing. Don't worry. 24th. Please repeat. Tapaha shaucham daya satyam iti padaha krute krutaha adha adharmamshaistryo bhagnaha smaya sangam daistavaha. In the age of Satya, truthfulness, your 4 legs were established by the 4 principles of austerity, cleanliness, mercy, and truthfulness. But it appears that 3 of your legs are broken due to rampant irreligion in the form of pride, lust for women, and intoxication. So the 4 pillar dharma stands on 4 pillars. Anytime you come across somebody in preaching, you can use this tool. What it means to be dharmic. Because many times people think that they are dharmic, they are very religious. You stay in temple and all that, you chant Hare Krishna. But we also, many people. So you can say that dharma stands on 4 pillars, all this. And these 4 pillars are broken even by any one of the activity of like meat eating, gambling, illicit sex, or intoxication. Any one activity one does, immediately he is irreligious because he has broken one pillar of dharma. The more he breaks the pillars, the more he is irreligious. The people will be alarmed. "Oh, really? Dharma?" Because many times people say, "हम सनातन धर्मी है, we are Hindu dharma." गर्व से कहो, हम हिंदू है. People are very proud of their being dharmic, and they will have that some kind of what do you call band will be there. All varieties of bands are there. That, not tulsi beads. I don't know which beads are there. Rudraksha beads will be there, and sometimes they will have tight here, amulet, or something will be there. Some people may have there. They think they are very dharmic, but they don't know they are acting adharmically, irreligiously by breaking any of the 4 regulative principles. So against illicit sex, means illicit sex breaks which pillar of cleanliness of dharma? And meat eating, mercy, because mercilessly the animals are being killed. Then gambling, truthfulness, because in gambling there is so much of untruth, lies are spoken. And intoxicants, austerity, because that is taken for fun or enjoyment, sense gratification. So austerity, one should voluntarily accept some inconvenience, but that gets lost. Another definition of austerity also Prabhupada gives in 6th canto, 1st chapter. I don't remember the Sanskrit, he quotes from some scripture. Basically, when mind is focused on one activity, withdrawn from all the other engagement, so that is austerity, he says. So when one drinks wine or anything intoxicant, then mind is not fixed only. Mind is like in delirium only. He doesn't even understand who he is and where he is and what is he supposed to do. That is the effect of intoxicants, depending on how small, big the effect is. But some effect, even for that matter, tea also causes. It's intoxicant because that there is intoxicating element. In tea, there is caffeine. Coffee, there is caffeine. But in tea, there is nicotine, no? Nicotine or tannin, I don't know, something like that. Nicotine नहीं tannin शायद. In maybe cigarette there is nicotine. Nicotine. This tannin is there. Yes. So when one takes tea or coffee, what happens? He is at this level of energy and he feels little depressed. So he will take tea for getting energized. Definitely, he feels energized. He goes up. Energy level goes up. But as the time passes by, it comes down, down, down. Then it doesn't come to where it was. It comes further down. So that is a big problem with it. So even tea and coffee are mild intoxicants. So they should not be taken. And mind gets kind of in delirium. That's why they should not be. And what to speak of smoking, wine, etc. They are more of a problem. In the purport purposes, the deluding energy or material nature can act upon the living beings proportionately in terms of the living beings falling prey to the deluding attraction of Maya. Little ahead, it says, the Lord himself also warns that the deluding power of material energy is too powerful to overcome. Mama Maya Duratya. But one who completely surrenders unto the Lord can easily do so. Mamaivaye prapadyante mayametam tarantite. But to surrender unto the lotus feet of the Lord is also not very easy. Such surrender is possible by persons of austerity, cleanliness, mercy, and truthfulness. So that way, these are the 4 pillars. So some kind of dharmic nature is required. Then it becomes easy. Otherwise, very difficult. Little ahead, he says, such strong men of character were competent enough to get away from the clutches of Maya. This Paramhansa's topmost in the Renaissance. By cultural standing, the human beings were not at all subjected to the deluding energy. And such strong men of character were competent enough to get away from the clutches of Maya. Now, truthfulness is continuing.
Why truthful only remaining and 3 are broken by Kali Yuga? Why everything is
Kali Yoga has not, acha, okay, that Kali in that
Ah,
form.
ah.
Basically, after every what do you call, Satya Yoga is over, so one pillar is broken. So that way there is no Kali Yuga there. So step by step, that is by Lord's arrangement also. People according to their desires and all will be born in different ages then. They are supposed to undergo that karma through only having 3 legs of dharma or 2 legs or 1 leg. So we are quite sinful. So we are born in Kali Yuga. So that means a lot of sins were committed. So we have to face all this. Mercy will be lacking, and this only truthfulness, that also is slowly being broken down. So that also. So when you go out on the street, you have to, Prabhupada says you should ask at least 3-4 people. You should ask Ashok Nagar. Where is Ashok Nagar? Okay, yeah, here only. Just go left and then right, and then you'll reach there. And then you go and you will find this is not Ashok Nagar. It is Shok Nagar. At least you were misguided, so you'll be in Shoka, lamenting like anything. So that's why after asking him, walk little bit in that direction and ask next person, because that person would be gone. Then you ask, where is Ashok Nagar? You say, oh, that is in that direction. Why you came this side? Like that. So better ask. There are people who are truthful and they will guide you, but and that doesn't mean that merciful people are not there. They are also there, but the quantity of merciful people will be very less, because that pillar was broken in some earlier age only. So we should not think. We should not think that now there are no merciful people at all. No, that is there. Similarly, austere people are also there. And which one? Clean people are also there. But the quantity will be hardly any. In this, what is it? Okay, 25th. You are now standing on one leg only, which is your truthfulness, and you are somehow or other hobbling along. But quarrel personified, Kali, flourishing by deceit, is also trying to destroy that leg. In the middle of that purport summary process, no one can cleanse the accumulated mental dust without glorifying the Supreme Lord. So bodily cleanliness is one thing. To some extent, it will help. But cleanliness of the mind is necessary, and it is effected by glorifying the Supreme Lord. So our devotional practices have 2 goals. Purification of the heart by glorification of the Lord. Our goal, Cheto Darapana Marjanam. We are having the faith that holy name will cleanse our mirror of mind, which is accumulated with so much of dust or conditioning. But this first verse of Chaitanya Shikshastakam talks about faith. Ado Shraddha. So this is the verse. And anybody who is faithful devotee, he will have he will have faith that these are the 7 benefits of chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. That heart will be purified. Bhava Mahadavagni Nirvapanam. All these Adhyatmik Adi, Bhautik Adi, Devi Klesh, the trident of Maya will not trouble me so much. Then Bhava Mahadavagni Nirvapanam, Shreya Kairava Chandrika Vitaranam. This white lotus of Lord's mercy will shine in my life. Then Vidya Vadu Jivanam, the knowledge will come. She is wife of Lord Krishna. So Vidya Devi will come. Then Anandam Buddhivadanam, I will be experiencing happiness, the ocean of happiness ever increasing. Pratipadam Purnamrutasuna. At every step, I will experience full nectar, bliss. And Sarvatma Snapanam, it will just completely drench me, absorb me. Snapanam, snan. Atma Snapanam, Atma will be completely bathed in the holy name. So this, anybody who has faith in these 7 effects of the holy name of the Lord, he is the one who is faithful devotee. The first verse is talking about Ado Shraddha. This is Shraddha verse. Second verse is about Sadhu Sang. What will happen in Sadhu Sang when you are chanting with devotees? If you are chanting alone, something else. That Sadhu Sang is not happening also. So with devotees, you will come to realize Durdaivam Idrusham Iha Janina Anuragaha. Though Lord is so merciful and he has invested all his energies in each one of his names, I am so unfortunate that I don't have attraction for any of these names. So this will be the effect if we chant Hari holy name in the association of devotees. Then third verse is about Bhajana Kriya. Bhajan means you will be humbler than blade of grass. You'll be more tolerant than a tree. You'll always respect other devotees and not expect any respect for yourself. That means your bhajan is properly going. And the fourth one is about anartha nivrutti. Then dhanam, janam, sundarim. These are the obstacles. So these things will not be attractive to you. They will be there and you'll use them in Krishna's service, Vaishnava service. But you won't be attracted to them. Like that, it proceeds. So we have to have the faith that, okay, purification of the heart, and for that, glorification of the Lord. The topmost glorification is to Nam Sankirtan. Lord's glorification is through all the 9 processes of devotional service: Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu Smaranam, Pada Sevanam, Archanam, Vandanam, Dasyam, Sakyam, Atmanidam. But of that, also last 2 are on very high level. They cannot be practiced, Sakyam and Atmanivedanam, by conditioned souls. But other 7 can be practiced, and in that also, the simplest and easiest all-time possible are Shravanam and Kirtanam. Anybody, anytime. In that also, Kirtanam is the topmost, because anybody, anytime, anywhere. Shravanam also, some forum has to be there and all that. But Shravanam is the foundation. So it cannot be sidetracked or neglected. To the degree we hear, to that degree we'll be able to glorify the Lord. I heard that child, and even His Grace Chakrapani Prabhu. Chakrapani? One who is in Vijayawada? Chakradhar Prabhu, no? Chakradhari Prabhu. Chakradhari Prabhu told me. When I told in Vijayawada lecture, so he afterwards met me and said, Prabhu, what you said is true. I made the point that the child who is deaf from childhood, he becomes dumb also. Because he never hears any alphabets. All of us, how did we learn our regional language? Hindi, Marathi, Gujarati, Kannada, Tamil, whatever language. We learned it at home only, never by going to school. In school, we learned advanced level of language, but basic things we learned at home only. We're quite nicely speaking with our parents, relatives in our regional language, isn't it? But the child who is deaf only from childhood, he sees people around moving their lips, but he can't hear a single alphabet. So he can't pick up. So he told me, Chakradhari Prabhu, afterwards, Prabhu, my something, he said, Mama's son or somebody, he said he was born deaf. So now what he speaks, like that he speaks. He doesn't speak any alphabet, any word, any sentence, because he never heard, no? Natural. Mouth is there, he's not dumb. So he is deaf. So he speaks, but what he speaks is having no meaning only, because he never heard any alphabet, anything. So we have to Shravanam and Kirtanam. These are 2 most important devotional practices. Okay, 26th. The burden of the earth was certainly diminished by the personality of Godhead and by others as well. When he was present as an incarnation, all good was performed because of his auspicious footprints. So Vishwanath Thakur says, Nyasi Toru Bhara means she who had her heavy burden created by others, the demons, yesterday or day for yesterday we discussed, liars, and herself, her own weight also, removed by the Lord. So that all the burden was removed by the Lord when he was present on planet. 27th. Now she, the chaste one, being unfortunately forsaken by the personality of Godhead, laments her future with tears in her eyes. For now she is being ruled and enjoyed by lower class men who pose as rulers. This is Ashrukula. Ashrukala is written. Ashrukala. Carrying tears. 28. Maharaj Parikshit, who could fight 1,000 enemies single-handedly, thus pacified the personality of religion and the earth. Then he took up his sharp sword to kill the personality of Kali, who is the cause of all irreligion. In third line, Prabhupada says, this age of Kali will certainly be full of all activities of Kali. But this does not mean that the leaders of society, the executive heads, the learned and intelligent men, or above all, the devotees of the Lord, should sit down tightly and become callous to the reactions of the age of Kali. In the rainy season, certainly there will be profuse rainfalls, but that does not mean that men should not take means to protect themselves from the rains. This did this point come earlier? I think that's what I was thinking. Maybe it is covered here only. So we should not think, mm, oh, what to do? Kali Yoga, we can't do anything. No, you have to spread positive wave of holy name, Hari Katha, Hari Prasad, Hari Bhakta Sangha, etc. In Hindi, our Balgan Pro used to quote, I don't remember clearly, but something like, मैं अधर्मियों के कुकर्म से उतना नहीं डरता जितना कि धार्मिक सज्जन लोगों की अक्रियता से। अधार्मिक लोगों के दुर्जनों के निष्क्रियता से सक्रियता से मैं उतना नहीं डरता जितना कि सज्जनों के निष्क्रियता से। You understand? That demonic people are very active. They are going on, they're drinking wine, they are spreading violence and doing all nonsense in the world. So that is not a big cause for fear. Bigger cause of fear is Sajjan people are only those who are good people. They are nishkriya. They are what do you call? Without activity. They are doing nothing. So we have to be active. Prabhupada, you see, went all the way. He could have said this is Kali Yuga and what to do. Even in Gaudiya Math, there were fights in brahmacharis and sannyasis. So where is the hope for rest of the world? You can imagine, na? If brahmacharis or sannyasis are fighting over some room in the ashram, then where is the hope for the rest of the world? Who have not even given up women, wealth and other things. He did not think like that. He went all the way there. He knew that, okay, they did not follow Guru Maharaj's instruction. Guru Maharaj was focused on preaching, but they did not focus that much. They focused on this basic maintenance, room, food. Then that caused the problem. He went and he preached and they became so amazing. Those followers of Prabhupada who were foreigners, no match in one sense with brahmacharis and sannyasis of India. And they gave up not only their houses, in one sense they had given up earlier only, and not also ISKCON temple, they went to other countries, other continents, and spread Krishna consciousness all over the world. Because Prabhupada was convinced that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has said, Prithviti Achetanagra Adhikram, Sarvatra Prachar Hoive Morana. My name will be spread all over the world. So it has to happen. The potency, the blessings are already there. Somebody has to just go ahead, become nimitta, instrument in the hands of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And he was convinced of that. So faith is required that if only I perform Krishna Bhakti Kaile, Sarva Karma Krita hai. If only I perform devotional service, all of the things will be taken care of. All the vices will go down, means VICES. Bad things will go down and good things will come to surface. And Krishna conscious, the whole world can be Krishna conscious. That conviction is required. In commentary, our Vishnu Chandra Thakur says, he took his sword in order to kill Kalaye. This expresses the king's intention. By seeing the sword in my hand, let this person wearing the marks of a king come to fight with me. I will quickly kill him. Because he appears to be a Kshatriya, a warrior. So if I raise my sword, he will also fight. And then I'll kill him. Because I'm very powerful. 29th. When the personality of Kali understood that the king was willing to kill him, he at once abandoned the dress of a king and under pressure of fear, completely surrendered to him, bowing his head. So the way he had expected in one sense did not happen. Rather than he also coming for fighting, that fellow fell at his feet and surrendered. In purport, Prabhupada says the royal dress of the personality of Kali is artificial. The royal dress is suitable for a king or kshatriya. But when a lower class man artificially dresses himself as a king, his real identity is disclosed by the challenge of a bona fide kshatriya like Maharaj Parikshit. A real kshatriya never surrenders. And little ahead, surrender is unknown to a real kshatriya. See, they don't surrender. Especially to false people like this. So, when tested in provoking situation or challenging situations, one's real nature comes to surface. One just can't hide it for a long time. Artificially, one may put a display, but it will be exposed sometime or the other. You all have heard in the childhood, we heard the story, or in here also we hear that one fox, while wandering in the forest, fell down in a tub filled with some blue color and he became completely blue. And he was wondering, hey, what is this? But when he walked through the forest, then all the animals thought, hey, Some angel from the heaven has been sent by the Lord, for our deliverance, including even elephants, tigers, lion. And they thought this is angel sent by the Lord, should be accepted as the king of the forest. So they gave him that simmasan, and he was sitting and he was very happy. Lions, tigers, they were bringing food for him, vegetarian, non-vegetarian food. Happily days passed by, but after some days like that happened, then one night when he was sitting in his Rajya Sabha with other animals, somehow in the forest away, some other foxes, they howled. Ooh, 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 ooh. Immediately as he heard, immediately said, ooh, ooh, ooh. He responded back. And immediately lions, tiger, elephant, what? This is fox only. God knows how he became blue. Another fox. Then immediately they pounced upon him, tore him off because he was a cheater. He continued to accept their worship and services as a king. They did not like that. So once nature will come to surface sometime. Similarly, in the what you call armies, sometimes the spy of the another country joins, and he dresses exactly like these army people, and he speaks the same language also. And it's very hard to find out. Somebody is leaking the information. The enemies are coming to know. So some spy is in our army, in our this thing. So how to find out? It's very difficult. So what they do, they will thoroughly scan the whole army people, and then they will suspect some few, one, two, three, whatever. Then the person, when he's sleeping in the night, they will take hammer or something like that and hit it on his finger. And when he hits it, he will get up in the night. He's fast asleep. He will speak in his original language because it is from other country. The other country doesn't have same language. So he'll speak. Let's say he's from Germany, so he'll speak in German language. Whatever, I don't know how they say. Let's say he says, "You fool." So he'll speak it in German language. So then they'll capture. Okay, he's not from our army, our group, and then they will take him on task. Like that. So our nature comes. So here this fellow is exposed because he's not a Kshatriya at all.
Actually, you said that initially we may behave wrongly, but gradually we will change.
That is by devotional practice. No? This is devotional practice. Without devotional practice,
So if we label someone like that, that is
label someone as
sometimes we may label a devotee or some means
none of our businesses to label this devotee, that devotee. We have to see how fallen we are. Amar jivan sada paperat nahi ko punnera lesha pare re udvega diyachi je kota diyachi jive re klesha. Bhaktivinoda Thakur has written Kamal Manjari in Golok Vrindavan. Why is he written? For himself. He never is Kamal Manjari, assisting Lalita Vishaka Sakhis. So for us, we are not here. We should not poke nose in others' business affairs. We should look at peep in our own heart. There's so much of mull, so much of contamination, and long way to go. I have a long way to go. We should make a list of our drawbacks, at least 2, 3 at any given week or something, month. My topmost contaminations in this week or month are this. Whatever. One, maybe lust. You can write some details. Second, envy towards other devotees, brahmacharis. And third, whatever, food, atyahara. So every week, every month, we can update. Because you have written down honestly, it did not be disclosed to anyone. It can be hidden in your notebook somewhere. And you are seeing that. So Paramatma you are talking to. So Paramatma will purify you, and those that will not be a problem. But next week, some other problem will be. That can be again mentioned. Or next month. Like that. And we can pray to the Lordship Shri Radha Vrindavan. Oh Lord, these are the defects in me. So don't get into labeling devotees and all that. That we did for many previous lifetimes as sadhakas. Maybe we were initiated devotees in previous life also, most of us. Maybe in ISKCON also, if not in some other organization. And because Anatha Nivriti did not happen, we went up to Bhajanagriya and Anatha Nivriti and we got stuck. So we died. So we took birth because of our devotional background in India. We got again, came to ISKCON, we took shelter. Again, this lifetime we will be stuck in Anartha Nivritti till last breath. Again we will die. Next birth again, somewhere again we'll be human beings. because we are brahmacharis in this body. Hopefully, next body also of a male body, unless there is too much attachment to some particular mataji or girl. So then definitely a woman body in the next life. But otherwise, male body because of being a brahmachari. But again, at the age of 20 or 25, again we will come across devotees. We'll take initiation in ISKCON, and again we will be struggling in others. Again we will die. Again next birth of male or female, human being for short, sure. So how long we'll go on this way? We have to cut now. No more birth. So for that, don't poke nose in others' affairs. In our own heart, we have to be. Kali thought, it is not possible for me to fight with him. A Kshatriya cannot surrender. Therefore, giving up the king's clothing, I will fall at his feet. So he got exposed. He was not a Kshatriya at all. 38th. Maharaj Parikshit, who was qualified to accept surrender and worthy of being sung in history, did not kill the poor surrendered and fallen Kali, but smiled compassionately, for he was kind to the poor. This is how Kshatriyas are. If somebody surrenders, they have to accept it by giving shelter. Just like when in Khandavan burning, when Arjuna was shooting arrows one after other. So when he saw that Mai, his wife and child got, Mai or Takshak's wife and no, Takshak was out of town, I think, and his wife and got burnt. Maybe Maya's wife got burnt. I don't remember whose exactly. Takshak was out of, not town, out of forest. But then this Maya, seeing that danger awaiting him, he came and he ran. He was running, and Arjun immediately was shooting. Then he came to Arjun and surrendered, saying that I surrender to you. Arjun said, "Okay, I spare you. Go." And then he wanted to give something. Arjun said, "No need." But then Krishna asked that because you are expert architect, we want this thing, nice assembly hall to be built for Pandavas, Yudhishthira Maharaj. You build it. So he agreed, and that's what is my Sabha. Very powerful he built. A lot of description in Mahabharata, what all he did. So anybody surrenders to a Kshatriya, he has to give shelter. Similarly, woman also comes to a Kshatriya saying that please accept me. He has to. I think I told no? Chitrangada story. Huh? Not Chitrangada, sorry, Ulup, not Ulup. Yeah, Ulupi only. Here we told. So she said, I am having passion for you. Please have compassion on me. I have passion for you. You have compassion. And he had to accept. Kshatriyas have to accept. You are not Kshatriyas. Sorry, Mataji. Hare Krishna, Mataji. Please spare me. Like that. If she's too much after you, you can say, earlier you said Amba. Now you can say, Hey Jagadamba. She said, No, no, no. Don't call me Jagadamba. Okay, if I can't get you, no problem. If you make me Jagadamba, then I'll be the mother of the entire universe. Then I cannot hunt for any man only. Don't call me Jagadamba. You go, you go. I'll never come after you. Like that. Anyway, outside Mataji will not come after you. For them, you are like a wrong number, useless fellow, shaved head and sadhu. But ISKCON girls will like brahmacharis. So pure, so refined, so gentlemanly, so advanced, such advanced devotee. So take care. Sadhu, सावधान. How to be सावधान? राम नाम में है आलस, भोजन में होशियार, ऐसे जीवन का हो सदा जय जयकार. सॉरी, सदा धिक्कार. Our Bhagavata teacher, Bhakti Shastri teacher, Purnachandra Prabhu, proper disciple. He preached in Russia a lot. He's no more. He took sannyas. After 1 year, he left body. His samadhi is there, I think, in Vrindavan. So he would always tell us, Sadhu, Saudhan. He would give us some alarming information. And then he would say this also. He was American, I think, but he would speak this in Hindi. राम नाम में आलस, भोजन में है होशियार, ऐसे जीवन का हो सदा धिक्कार. So we should not be alsi in Ramnam, and we should not be very expert in eating. Then we'll be Saudhan always. Yes. So 30th. Maharaj Parikshit, who was qualified to accept surrender and worthy of being sung in history, did not kill the poor surrendered and fallen Kali, but smiled compassionately, for he was kind to the poor. Last lines, Prabhupada says, he was a kind and compassionate emperor, fully worthy of accepting surrender even from his enemy. Thus, the personality of Kali was saved by the will of providence. If he would have acted any other way, Kali would have been killed only by Parikshit. So he exactly was induced by Paramatma to surrender to Parikshit, and his life got spared in order for Kali to have his influence all over the world, because that was the desire of the Lord. So that's its providence. So here also you can see it is destined that Kali would have his influence. In Abhay Charan serials arranged by His Holiness Bhakti Charusha Maharaj, how many of you watched? English, Hindi, whichever. So if you remember, when Prabhupada reaches America after some days, months, whatever, that one very, some person comes in coat suit tie and says, "Hey, Swami, get out. This is my area." This is like America personified or Kaliraj personified. It says, "Get out of America. This is my area. I have my full influence." And Prabhupada, then what happens? Brilliant light comes out of Prabhupada's body. And he's like, "Oh," and he cannot resist, and the light is increasing only. So then he runs away. Hari bol, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. So when His Holiness Bhakti Charu Maharaj was here, I think he was sitting here only giving brahmacharya class. So maybe I asked him this question, Maharaj, we did not read this in Lilamrit, that Prabhupada came across some man and the light increased, he increased light. He said, no, that is figurative. They have the license, what they call, just like poets have poetical license, like that in the music and whatever that, there is a license. So what exactly Prabhupada did can be put it in this way. Because of Prabhupada's preaching, then Kali's influence reduced and he had to run away. Prabhupada said, "Na, if only these people knew what I have come for, to spread, this is my doctrine is no meat eating, no gambling, no illicit sex, and no intoxication. If only they knew this, they would have killed me in the first place only." So they were like that, they were very sinful. But Prabhupada's preaching increased Krishna consciousness all over America and world. In the commentary, Bhakti, our Vishwanath Thakur says, the king considered, since he has surrendered, I cannot kill him. If I kill this evil person because of killing a surrendered person, irreligion which has just appeared will spread. See how refined he is in his thought processing. I am trying to curb irreligion, but by my not giving shelter to a surrendered soul, I will be cause of spreading irreligion. So that is improper. He was wrong and I'm trying to punish him, that is okay. But if I only become wrong, that will be worst thing only. He's Shrestha also. Yadyad acharati Shreshtas. He will enter into me even and will not die. So that is not proper. He slightly smiled because he had not given up his anger. This plan has been made by the Lord. Today you have been protected from my hand, though I want to kill you. Parikshit also understood. This is Lord's plan. 31. The king thus said, we have inherited the fame of Arjun. Therefore, since you have surrendered yourself with folded hands, you need not fear for your life. But you cannot remain in my kingdom, for you are the friend of irreligion. Okay, I spare your life, but I banish you also from my kingdom. You cannot stay here. Get out. Go somewhere. You are the friend of irreligion. Last lines. That is the way of wiping out corruption in the state and not otherwise. The friends of irreligiosity should be banished from the state, and that will save the state from corruption. So either the person should change from his wrong behavior to proper behavior, and if he can't change, then he should be taken out of that space, that place. Somewhere else he could be. You stay there. Like that. Here he is Kali only, so Kali cannot change his nature. So get lost. Cannot stay in our kingdom. In commentary, Vishwanath Thakur says, contemplating his action, he spoke. You have come with folded hands in front of me, sustaining the fame of Arjun. You cannot stay any degree in this place. 32nd. If the personality of Kali, irreligion, is allowed to act as a man god or an executive head, certainly irreligious principles like greed, falsehood, robbery, incivility, treachery, misfortune, cheating, quarrel, and vanity will abound. So he says in commentary, here the faults of your nature. The Devatas being overcome by you will be fixed in greed and other qualities. What to speak of humans? These qualities follow you completely. Anu, when you are situated in main and Devatas. Anarya means inferior. Amha means giving up one's dharma. Jeshtha means poverty. Maya means deceit. Damba means pride. So all these characteristics of Kali, they were mentioned by him. When Kali is there, irreligion spreads in the form of these things. So you cannot stay here. 33rd. Therefore, O friend of irreligion, you do not deserve to remain in a place where experts perform sacrifices according to truth and religious principles for the satisfaction of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. In the middle, Prabhupada says, any place or country where the supremacy of the Lord is accepted and the sacrifice is performed is called Brahmavarta. Because he said, Brahmavarta yatra yajanti yagyair. This is Brahmavarta, you get out of Brahmavarta. So Brahmavarta is not just like one place. Though there is that place also in Kanpur where Ganges flows, Bittur rather. Yeah, Bittur. If you go where Dhruva Tila is there, not Dhruva Tila, Dhruva Maharaj Palace or Uttanpad Maharaj Palace is there. Palace means now some structure they have made. How many of you had been? Had been? If you go to Kanpur ISKCON temple, they will take you 15 kilometers away. So there Bittur is there. So Dhruva Maharaj, that kingdom, and Ganges is there. And that's where when I went, it was Ganges was kind of flooded. Little, it was rainy season, I think. So that otherwise, if normal, maybe summer season is there, water goes little down. So you can see that there is some kind of thing there because Brahmavarta was kind of in the center and Brahma had put some kind of, I don't know what, some kind of thing. I could not see because water was too much. So that is there. So that is Brahmavata. So that is also there, but Prabhupada is giving broader picture, broader understanding. Any place or country where the supremacy of the Lord is accepted and the sacrifice is performed is called Brahmavarta. Brahma Avarta. That means Avarta is like going round and round. Trunavarta. Truna. The blade of grass goes round and round and round. Anything comes in that. Wind goes round and round and round. So Brahma Avarta, where spiritual activities only go round and round and round. They're all around. So that is Brahma Avarta. In 34th. In all sacrificial ceremonies, although sometimes a demigod is worshipped, the Supreme Lord, personality of Godhead, is worshipped because he is the super soul of everyone and exists both inside and outside like the air. Thus, it is he only who awards all welfare to the worshipper. So, other demigods might be apparently worshipped in sacrifices, but actually, the Lord only, they are all representative. That's what Prabhupada says in the last paragraph, middle. The sun, but there are many who worship the demigods like the sun, the moon, and Indra, who are only material representatives of the Supreme Lord. These demigods are indirect qualitative representations of the Supreme Lord. Devaha, Narayana, Angajaha. They are also limbs of the body of the Lord. And they are also representatives of the Lord. So it's Lord only who is worshipped. So in earlier, not earlier, 34 only. No? He says commentary, but the Devatas should also be worshipped, not just Bhagwan. He is the soul of those who are worshipped, such as Indra. You may be worshipping Indra, but who is the soul of that Indra? Krishna. Soul means super soul. He is there. or they are forms of him alone. He distributes material happiness, Kaman, for us citizens, moving and non-moving, and spiritual happiness, Sham. Like air, he can be realized inside and outside. If you exist here, this will not be the situation. When Drupad was not apparently agreeing of the proposal of Yudhishthira Maharaj and Pandavas that Draupadi will be the wife of 5. So this is highly irreligious. We never hear a man can marry many women, but we never hear of woman marrying many. So Vyasdev comes and Vyasdev tells him, no, this is all destined. He tells the previous life of Draupadi, how she worships Shiva. And when he asked for benediction, she immediately said, I want a husband, I want a husband, I want a husband, I want a husband, I want a husband. 5 times she said. So Lord Shiva said, okay, you'll have 5 husbands in the next life. So that is one reason. Then second, he says that don't think that this has not happened. In some situation, it did happen. There was one girl, Brahmin girl, Rishi Kanya, called Jatila. So she had married 7 sages simultaneously, 7 rishis. Then he gives next example of Marisha, the daughter of Pramlocha and Kandu. So Pramlocha married, Marisha married 10 prachetas. So he gives that another second example. And then he tells, don't think these Pandavas are some ordinary human beings. And then Vyasdeva, his power shows to Drupad. This was in seclusion because in the Sabha, Drupad was not agreeing. So Vyasdev took him in seclusion, some other room. And that's where this conversation happened. And then he showed who each one of them were, who Yudhishthir was, who Bhim was, who Arjun was, who Nakul was, and Sahadev was. In their previous some life, they were all Indras, not simultaneously. Once Yudhishthir was Indra, some other time Bhima was Indra. They were Indras like that. So don't think they are demigods. I mean, that origin. And anyway, in this life also, they are born from demigods. But in previous life, they were demigods themselves also. Like that, Vasudev reveals. Anyway, the demigods also are surrendered to the Supreme Lord only. Yam Brahma Varunendra Rudra Marutai Stunvanti Divvai Vede Sanga Padakrama Upanishadair Gayanti Yam Samaga Dhyanavastita Tadagate Namanasa Pashyanti Yam Yogino Yasyantam Navidu Sura Suragana Devaya Tasmai Namaha. 12th canto, 13th chapter, first verse. Last chapter, first verse. So he says, Vasudev says, that even Brahma, Rudra, Varuna, Maruta, all the demigods, they sing the glories of the Lord. And Vedas, their Pada, Krama, Upanishad, everything is focused on glorifying the Lord only. Dhyana vastita tadgatena manasa. Even the yogis who sit in meditation, they are also meditating on the Supreme Lord. And his start and end is not known even to demigods and demons. Yasyantam na vidu sura asura gana devaya tasmani. To such Lord I offer my obeisances. So Lord is only there everywhere. 35th. Sri Suta Goswami said, the personality of Kali, thus being ordered by Maharaj Parikshit, began to tremble in fear. Seeing the king before him like Yamaraj, ready to kill him, Kali spoke to the king as follows. Latter half of purport Prabhupada says, the king of the executive head must be so strong as to stand before the personality of Kali, like the personality of death, Yamaraj. The king's order must be obeyed. Otherwise, the culprit's life is in risk. That is the way to rule the personalities of Kali who create disturbances in the normal life of the state citizens. The Prabhupada is giving guidelines to state rulers also. Otherwise, the culprit, it will be difficult for them. So they should be curbed by all means. It's like fire also. If it goes beyond some requirement, we slow it down in the gas. Or otherwise in chulha also, we may remove the wood and all that. We arrange it because becoming too much. Kali trembled. This showed his great intelligence in protecting himself. He felt he is about to kill me. Kali felt. The intention of the king was, if he does not follow my order, I will kill him right now. That is my desire. If he obeys my order, though I will not kill him, I do not have any fault. Dandapani means Yama. 36. O your majesty, though I may live anywhere and everywhere under your order, I shall but see you with bow and arrows wherever I look. Okay, you are banishing me from here, but your rule is spread all over the planet. Jambudvip, what you call, not this, Bhumandala, Bhurlok. So wherever I go, I will see you. Means I will have threat from you. In the middle, Prabhupada says the personality of Kali was meant for mischief, and Maharaj Parikshit was meant for subduing all kinds of mischief mongers, especially the personality of Kali. So he said, I will not have any place to live because you are ruling everywhere. Therefore, kill me who have fallen at your feet in front of you with your hand right now. So another meaning also Vishwanath Shakti Thakur gives. Prabhupada in translation gives Sridhar Swami's translation. And in the purport, he takes several acharyas, mainly Vishwanath Shakti Thakur. So you will find difference between sometimes translation and purport. So why that happens, you have to know. Because Sridhar Swami's translation is taken the way he has given commentary. Each 10 acharyas have given a commentary for all the cantos. For 10th canto, 23 acharyas are given. So Sridhar Swami is the original commentator on Bhagavatam. Original means Vyasdev is the original. But next to that, Mahaprabhu also approved Sridhar Swami. So Sridhar Swami was blessed by Lord Narasimhadev. In the childhood, he was a duffer. He was a pakka fool boy. When once one king was disguised with the minister, and he was roaming in Odisha, that area, taking a tour of his kingdom and was watching what's happening. So he saw in one house, poor family, one lady told her son that, my dear son, please get some oil from the shopkeeper. So he took one tin, what you call, burtan, vessel, and he went and he gave money to that person and he gave the oil. And when he brought, because there was some hole, something cracked, so oil dripped most of it, and little bit was remaining. And the mother saw that. She said, "Oh, my dear child, this oil is almost dripped. So you need to get, because this is hardly anything. Get it." So he carried the same vessel and brought from the shopkeeper. And when king saw this, he said, "What a fool! What kind of foolish citizens are there in our country? If this is the way, what advancement will we make?" Like that. "Can your God make this child intelligent?" He asked the minister, because he knew minister is a great devotee of the Lord. So he basically provoked the minister using that scene. So now he said, "Can your God make him intelligent?" The minister was very godly, very nice. He said, "Yes, my God, what not can he do? He can make him intelligent." King was shocked. He never expected such kind of response from the minister, because the child had proved his foolishness beyond limit. So then king said, "Okay, it's like a challenge after challenge. Okay, so now let's see how your God makes him intelligent. Make him intelligent." The minister said, "But I need some facilities, O king. You have to provide. You have to accept those facilities." King said, "Okay, we will provide," because king is the king. He has so much money. So money is not a problem. So he thought, what is the problem? But the minister proposed, he said, this child will study with the prince in the palace. The prince had a special teacher coming every day and teaching him in the palace. So now this is a big blow on king's false ego, no? Because he's such a duffer, and he will study with my son, with the prince. So, but king also was not going to go back. He said, "Okay, agreed. Go ahead." So what that minister did, he went to Narasimha temple and prayed very fervently, "O Lord Narasimha, now your image only is at stake. Aapki hi izzat aap bachao." So, I did my job. Now you please do the needful. So then the prince was studying, and then this boy also joined. Now both of them are studying under that teacher. So after some days, this child not only picked up the basic which the prince had picked up, then he became so scholarly, so intelligent. The teacher also kind of raised hand. "My God, this is extraordinary. I cannot imagine somebody so brilliant." And that boy only became Sridhar Swami. Most intelligent. That's why you'll find in Sridhar Swami's commentary, especially in 10th canto, that Vedic prayers by the Vedas, you'll find so many prayers offered to Lord Narasimhadev. Because he's a devotee of Lord Narasimhadev. Lord Narasimhadev only protected him, gave him the intelligence and all that. He's a pakka devotee of Narasimhadev. So Sridhar Swami is the original commentator. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu approved, that story of Vallabh Bhatta, So when he came and he said, I have written a commentary which surpasses Swami. Mahaprabhu became very angry. He said, anybody who rejects Swami is a prostitute. It has two meanings. Anybody who says that his commentary has surpassed or rejected Sridhar Swami's commentary is a prostitute. That means he is not loyal to the husband. That means acharyas in the parampara. He is the first acharya in one sense. And another meaning, the local meaning means regular meaning. The wife who rejects her husband, she is a prostitute. So like that. So why we went in Sridhar Swami? What are the reason? Huh? Okay. Translation is of Sridhar Swami. And in purport, he doesn't take Sridhar Swami, he takes Acharyas and mainly Vishwanath Chakti Thakur. Sometimes Jiva Goswami here, there. So here he is giving another meaning. Therefore, kill me, who have fallen at your feet in front of you, with your right hand, with your hand right now. That's what Kali is saying. Though there you'll find it is not saying like that exactly. I shall but see you, Bhavanaro. That means have mercy on me. There, what Prabhupada translation, Vishwanath, Sridhar Swami's commentary reveals that. No, consider your rule is everywhere and you are banishing me. Where will I go? Everywhere you only are ruling. No? So you need to consider my appeal, my case. You have to be a little more merciful. 37th. Therefore, O chief amongst the protectors of religion, please fix some place for me where I can live permanently under the protection of your government. So he can see clearly. He's not saying that kill me. But Vishwanath Chakti Thakur has taken that meaning also. And that is also true. Why? Because he's blackmailing. If you see, now he was going to get killed by Parikshit and he surrendered to Parikshit and Parikshit says, okay, get lost. He says, no, see, you everywhere you are ruling, I will be fearful of that. Better you kill me right now only. Better you only kill, right? That will never happen because already it is proved that Parikshit, though raised sword, he spared him because he surrendered. So surrendered will never be killed. So then he will consider. So either way, the intention of Kali is the same. Whether what Vishwanath Chakra Thakur has put it in commentary or what Sridhar Swami has put in commentary, if you see, the leads to the same end, isn't it? Then 38 talks about 4 regulative principles. Suta uvacha abhyarthitastada tasmai sthanani kalaye dadau द्यूतं पानं स्त्रियः सोना yatra adharmaschaturbidha. So you can remember these words at least. Dyutam panam striyah sunah. That Bhagavatam, first canto, 17th chapter, 38th verse says. If you don't remember the verse number, at least the words. Dyutam means gambling. Panam means drinking. Madhyapan, dhumrapan, panam, drinking. Striyah, illicit association with women. And suna, animal slaughter. Suta Goswami said, Maharaj Parikshit, thus being petitioned by the personality of Kali, gave him permission to reside in places where gambling, drinking, prostitution, and animal slaughter were performed. Second paragraph, middle Prabhupada says, there are these pravrittas. In the Vedas, 2 different types of injunctions are there for the pravrittas, or those who are engaged in material enjoyment, and for the nivrittas, or those who are liberated from material bondage. Bubukshus and mumukshus, those who want material enjoyment and those who desire liberation. 2 types. Little ahead, because they are injunctions of the Vedas for particular types of person, such activities by the pravrittas are not considered adharma. Because this even wine, women and other things, flesh are allowed in the Sautramani Yagya and other things. Because they are within the Vedas given by the Lord, that is not adharma in one sense. Why? Because by this only, just like yesterday or before we discussed about the mamsa, before killing the goat, he says mamsa. It is according to Vedas on Amavasya night how to kill a goat, offer in sacrifice and eat the flesh. So by that what happens? Because it is given by the Lord only in the Vedas. So slowly the person will be enlightened and he'll come to pure dharma. It will take some time, but he will definitely come. Whereas other adharmic activities like Striya Pana Duta Shuna, which are not mentioned in the scriptures, like organized slaughterhouses and meat shops, etc. By this, the person will never come to dharma. He'll become more and more adharmic. So these are clearly adharmic. But when it is mentioned in the scriptures and one is going according to the tenets in the scriptures, then it cannot be considered irreligion. It is just because he is low class person. So for him, some consideration is there. You know that 6 Puranas for people in the mode of ignorance, they allow that mamsa, flesh, mura, parched rice, some kind of rotten rice. Then matsya, fishes, eating fish. Then Madira, drinking wine, and uh, one more, Maithun, sex. So 5 M's are allowed. Because otherwise people will run away. If everybody is told no meat eating, no gambling, they will all run away. Especially adharmic people, and more of them are there in the world today. Srila Jiva Goswami Prabhu therefore affirms that recommendations in the scriptures for a certain class of men are never to be considered adharma or irreligious. We discussed it. But such activities are factually adharma and they are never to be encouraged. The recommendation in the scriptures are not meant for the encouragement of such adharma, but for regulating the necessary adharma gradually towards the path of dharma. Yesterday we discussed also the purpose of varnashram is that we did not discuss. Prabhupada said in the purport. To elevate an animal conscious person to the human consciousness, and from there to godly consciousness. So that's what. So somebody may be animalistic consciousness. So though these are adharmic activities, they are allowed, entertained for him. That doesn't mean that the sane class of people, they should think, oh, this is allowed in the scriptures, so we will do it. No, 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 it is adharma only. But for them, it is not adharma because they are coming to dharma by this. So let them do it, not you. And Prabhupada gives very nice points. You can see there. They are numbered also. In no circumstances should they be encouraged by any state. In other words, the state should categorically stop all sorts of gambling, drinking, prostitution, and falsity. The state which wants to eradicate corruption by majority may introduce the principles of religion in the following manner. Very nicely, Prabhupada is written. This is before 1965, before going to West. So first, 2 compulsory fasting days in a month. This is for everyone. State should administer this. 2 compulsory fasting days in a month, if not more austerity, at least Ekadashi 2 days, everybody should fast. They can take these other things, but not grains and beans. Even from the economic point of view, such 2 fasting days in a month in the state will save tons of food, and the system will also act very favorably on the general health of the citizen. It's good for body also, plus food also will be saved. Second, there must be compulsory marriage of young boys and girls attaining 24 years of age and 16 years of age respectively. So boy has to marry at the age of 24 and the girls at the age of 16. They should. So you can tell this to Grahasthas. Though the state laws does not allow marriage below 18. So what our Prabhu, Harilila Prabhu, a disciple of His Holiness Jayapatak Swami Maharaj in Mayapur, what he did, when that girl whom he was getting his son married to, the son was I think 22 years old and that girl was 16 years old. So he arranged their engagement. The engagement happened. That government doesn't stop. And after 2 years, when they reached their, whatever, she reached 18 or whatever, and he reached 24 or something, then they got married. So done. So early marriage is good. Early means this is not early anyway. It's in one sense late also, but this much has to be there. Now even in outside world and even in ISKCON, people don't marry only or they want to delay. Then all kinds of irreligion may come. If the boy moves in the brahmacharya ashram, no problem. But if he just stays outside, the mind will contaminate. Similarly, girl also going to school, colleges. One brahmacharya was telling me, girls going to college is prostitution only. She is there for everyone. So he's too strict about Gurukul and all that stuff. So they are. There is no harm in co-education in the schools and colleges, provided the boys and girls are duly married. And in case there is any intimate connection between a male and female student, they should be married properly without illicit relation. Somehow they are in love with each other or they do something physical or whatever. They should be married then. Like that. The Divorce Act is encouraging prostitution, and this should be abolished. No divorce. But in Prabhupada's life, we find one couple came, husband and wife, who were Prabhupada disciples only. And the husband said, Prabhupada, we have decided to divorce. Do have your blessing. And Prabhupada said, yes, he can divorce. After they both left, one disciple asked, Prabhupada, how you are speaking so much against divorce? How did you allow them to go for a divorce? Prabhupada said, they have already decided to divorce. If I say no, and then also they will divorce, it will become Guru Avagya, third offense to the holy name, and it will be deadly for them. So better some sin happens by their divorcing than Vaishnava article, that Namaparad. So that's why I had to agree. There is no other option. I don't want to sanction such divorce and all that, but because they are bent upon, they will anyway do it. So I had to say yes.
Prabhuji, previous to that, you are saying that those people who go animal slaughter, according to as per the Shastras, they are not doing any sin. They are upgrading. So sometimes we hear that one shloka there, Chari Varnashrama yadi Krishna nahi bhaje, Swakarma karyase Rau padi maje. Means it is there that Char Varnashram, they are properly following their Varnashram, but they are not doing bhajan of Krishna, then they will go to Narak. So why it is quoted then that time? Means what is the
Because Varnashram is meant for Samsiddhir Haritoshanam, no? For serving and pleasing the Lord.
So these
What is the use of just having a nice social structure, completely catering to physical and mental needs? That means gross body and subtle body. There is nothing about worshipping the Lord. That is not the purpose of Varnashram. So they have to do bhajan. Doesn't mean 16 rounds and all that, but some kind of Krishna conscious activity and all. Each activity they do, they should be offered to the Lord in according to their varna and ashram. Third, the citizens of the state must give in charity up to 50% of their income for the purpose of creating a spiritual atmosphere in the state or in human society, both individually and collectively. They should preach the principles of Bhagavatam by a karma yoga or doing everything for the satisfaction of the Lord. So karma yoga, I think that day I said, those who are passionate for them, karma yoga. Regularly hearing of the Srimad Bhagavatam for authorized persons, from authorized persons or realized souls. Those who are in the mode of goodness, for them Gyan or Yoga Marg. Like that. So regularly hearing Bhagavatam. C. Chanting the glories of the Lord congregationally at home or at places of worship. D. Rendering all kinds of service to Bhagavats engaged in preaching Srimad Bhagavatam. And E. Residing in a place where the atmosphere is saturated with God consciousness. If the state is regulated by the above process, naturally there will be God consciousness everywhere. Nice plan Prabhupada has given. You can copy paste this and take a printout and laminate it and put it everywhere. Founder Acharya, His Divine Grace, Abhay Charanar in Bhakti Swami Prabhupada's recommendation in Bhagavatam, 1st Canto, 17th chapter, 38th verse, purport for all the devotees and world in general. Who?
50% means after basic spending or 50% from the total money.
Whatever, whatever you consider, at least that much you give. But not so easy. Let's say one earns 50,000 rupees per month. And how much he will spend? Let's say 20,000. That is too much expenditure if he has own house. But 30,000 remains. So if he's ready to give 15,000, that itself is very big. But out of all 50,000, he says, okay, half is 25. I'll give 25,000 rupees per month. That is very good. Also, some devotees say because his life at home also is temple only. So homely expenditures like prasadam and all also is contributing to that. Husband has dhoti kurta, wife has sari, tilak, kantimala. So that is all Krishna consciousness only. He's promoting Krishna consciousness. So that all can be also considered. That is not excluded. Otherwise he'll feel अरे do much अरे क्या उससे अच्छा है कि मैं भक्ति छोड़ दूं फिर तिलक के लिए वगैरह बहुत खर्चा हो रहा है धोती कुर्ता I will wear shirt pant not like so that is all included. No issue. Okay. 39th. The personality of Kali asked for something more, and because of his begging, the king gave him permission to live where there is gold, because wherever there is gold, there is also falsity, intoxication, lust, envy, and enmity. So when somebody surrenders and one is giving shelter, if that person asks little more, that may be considered. So this he thought apart from these 4 places where meat eating, gambling, illicit sex, intoxication goes. So apart from that, give something more. So okay, where gold is hoarded. In purport, Prabhupada says third line, Kali asked the king to give him something practical which could be utilized for his nefarious purposes, because all over his state, country, they hardly have these 4 regulative principles broken. Because he's a dharmic king, Rajarshi, these things were not there more or less. So Kali said, I need something practical. Then he said, okay, wherever gold is hoarded. The personality of Kali became gold standardized. According to Srimad Bhagavatam, gold encourages falsity, intoxication, etc. Even a gold standard exchange and currency is bad. Gold standard currency is based on falsehood because the currency is not on a par with the reserved gold. The basic principle is falsity because currency notes are issued in value beyond that of the actual reserved gold. You know that, na? In the 10 rupees, 20 rupees, they have, na? I owe, what? What is it written? Somebody has note. हाँ मैं धारक को 10 रुपए देने का वचन देता हूँ. So that 10 रुपए means actually that much amount of gold, 10 rupees. So if you take all the currency notes which are there in India and count the whole thing, and you see whether that much gold is there in the Reserve Bank of India or whatever, you will not find it. So this is a cheating. Gold is less, and more currency notes are being printed by RBI and others. Understood or not? That much gold has to be there. Because this currency paper has no value. हाँ. अच्छा. So in India that is there. Huh? But how Prabhupada is writing here? So they don't have that much gold there anyway. Acha. So but you are saying in India this is followed, huh? Huh? Okay. Great. Little ahead he says instead of paper currency, actual gold coin should be used for exchange, and this will stop prostitution of gold. That's very good. In that country then hardly any gold coins. Serbia or whatever. In a place where there is wealth, 4 types of adharma: untruth, intoxication, illicit sex, and pride. And a 5th, enmity, will also be present. 48th. Thus, the personality of Kali, by the directions of Maharaj Parikshit, the son of Uttara, was allowed to live in those 5 places. The 4 regulative principles broken, and where gold is hoarded. 41st. Therefore, whoever desires progressive well-being, especially kings, religionists, public leaders, Brahmins, and sannyasis, should never come in contact with the 4 above-mentioned irreligious principles. In the purport, little later to middle. Prabhupada says truthfulness is the basic principle for all religions. So good, because that is basic principle, and we have that in Kali Yuga to some extent at least. Last lines. Such public leaders may be less qualified in academic qualifications, but it is necessary primarily that they be free from the contamination of the four disqualifications, namely gambling, drinking, prostitution, and animal slaughter. So all the leaders should be tested for these qualities, whether they are following the four regulative principles or not. Then, if they're following, then only they should be appointed as leaders. That is the criteria for making anyone as leader, any kind of leader, whether is they are teachers in the school, they are company heads or whatever it is, house, in the house also. All should be tested for this. This is the test. Just imagine all the teachers worldwide, they're all following four regulative principles. How wonderful would be the students. I heard in one college, engineering college, one boy, though he was engineer, but for some reason he got selected in that gutka company. They have some need, some electric plant, something, whatever. So, and that was paying high salary, big package like that. So when he got selected, the next day in the classroom, the class teacher told, so yesterday in campus selection, our this boy, whatever the name, please stand up. So he stood up. He got selected in the gutka company. They did not say Haribol. But it was a heavy package. Everybody knew because it comes now on the campus that, what do you call that? Placement board. So there it was written, the package, everybody knew. And he was the only one who got selected. So everybody applauded. Yeah, like that. So this much is okay. Gutka company is not going to eat a gutka. He's not joining there to eat gutka. Next, what the teacher said. So now as he's going to work there, he'll have a lot of free packets of gutka every month. So as I'm the class teacher, he can consider and send every month. Fortunately, that boy might not be eating gutka, and this teacher is mad after gutka. So he's saying because anyway he will not be eating, but he will have free packets because he's working there. They have some I don't know what is it called. Company people have some privileges, huh? Perks they call perks. So he will get some packets free. So he can just send me, and this teacher will be ready to pay the what you call postage, but that also he may expect the boy to. So crazy teachers. When I was in second year of engineering, we had one subject, AT, applied thermodynamics. We were in electrical engineering, but mechanical subject was there. So the teacher from mechanical department would come in our electrical department and he would teach that. So he would give us some sum and that enthalpy, this, that. So something he would teach and then he would give the sum. Okay, so you all solve. So understood. So we all will be solving class, all student. And then he would go out of the classroom. So it happened sometimes. So then one boy, once when I was solving the sum, next boy, he said, where he went, where he goes. So I had seen him going. Everybody had seen him going. He gives the sum and he goes. So I thought, I said, he might have gone for passing water, drinking water. He said, no. Then I said, smoking. So smoking? Yeah, because 1 hour class is too long a period for him to be away from his smoking. He's a addict. He cannot. So our department was on something like whatever you call it as in a first floor, and ground floor was mechanical department. But there was something like staircase goes like this and like this, na. So where here there were cabins for some of them, and he had his cabin there. So he would come out of our classroom. He would walk a little bit. He would go half the half floor down. Then he would enter cabin. He would latch it, and he would smoke for a few minutes or something, and then he would come again to our classroom and continue. In one sense, it was nearby for him. So such kind of teachers, what are you? In our ISKCON Kanpur temple opening, they invited one huge, very famous. Don't take the name. Many know. So the fellow is famous. So and stunning performance. He sings, I see Lagi Lagan मेरा हो गई मगन, वो तो गली गली हरि नाम गाने लगी, ऐसी लागी लगन. Now, I'm not a good singer, so you may not appreciate. But when he sings, my God, you will go crazy. Whatever that cuckoo-like voice and whatever it is. So whole audience was stunned. Everybody was ecstatic. And our organizers, they were so happy. They went all the way on the stage to congratulate him. As they went closer and closer, so much smell, bad smell. And they just could not go and catch his hand and shake hand and say the thank you or whatever what they wanted to say, because such a bad smell. Whatever the number of 2, 3, 4, whatever. And then they understood, my God, he has drunk like anything. So then, they might have just formally thanked him. But afterward, there was a huge meeting. After this, what nonsense. How can we call such a singer who drinks like anything? Then other party, those who called, said, but he cannot, उसकी लगन लगती ही नहीं जब तक वो उसमें मगन ना हो. Like that. तो वो होता नहीं उसका. But then why did we call? अरे लेकिन but the whole world comes when he comes. If everybody comes to know that in ISKCON he is going to sing performance, then whole world comes. Otherwise, half the crowd also would not be present. Then there was both the sides were. I don't know what was the conclusion, but these are the. Even in Maharashtra, we have one very famous singer. My God, voice if you sing, oh, you see, ooh, you'll go stunned, and you cannot imagine. माझे माहेर पंढरी आहे भीवरे छातिरे आहे. My God, if you hear and that alap, vilap, pralap, patap, whatever it is so high class, it's almost impossible for anyone to repeat, kind of. He's a very famous singer. But that all alap is possible only when there is enough of that. When it's in the peak, when it drinks like anything, then only that alap comes to the highest. And all those recordings are when he is at the peak of devotion, doubtful, but of devotion to wine. That is at peak, and then it is sung. My God. And there are people like that. So these people, they are the leaders in society. Hope we will have some better teacher. They should be tested for these 4. So here in the 41st commentary says, one should not serve women beyond one's married wife. Bubushuhu means desiring his own benefit. Not indulging in gold or wealth means not being attached to it. Though to some degree, everyone has to use it. So gold can be used, but one should not be attached. 42nd. Thereafter, the king re-established the lost legs of the personality of religion, the bull, and by encouraging activities, he sufficiently improved the condition of the earth. After a little later, second paragraph middle, spending 50% for the service of the Lord or for propagation of spiritual knowledge in society by way of the Sankirtan Yajna is the maximum display of human mercy. Yeah, 50%. Not so easy. Rupa Goswami has given that principle. Recently, Shamrupa was telling, no, I cannot tell others devotees to give 50% of their income if I myself am not to give it. Person may have a huge package, monthly 2 lakhs, 3 lakhs rupees of income. But to give 1.5 lakhs or 1 lakh, not so easy. Imagine yourself, you are earning monthly 2 lakhs. Will you give 1 lakhs? As a brahmachari, we are saying no. So for grahasthas, because we don't have experience of maintaining a wife, children, electricity bill, still we are saying no. So they have those things. Is a gross reality. How would they be? It requires very high degree of surrender. We have that in the form of that Jagat Bandhu or Chittaranjan Prabhu. One disciple, Grihastha disciple of His Divine Grace, Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur. When Bagh Bazar temple was to be built, there was not enough money. Land was procured, but money was not there. So he sold his staying house, what do you call that, living house. He sold his clothes, wife's clothes, golden ornaments, all. Only wife having one sari to wear and I think one extra. And he also one dhoti kurta and one more pair, something like that. Living house also he sold. He was on streets Bhaktivinoda Thakur told disciples, give him a room in Brahmacharya ashram. They should, how can Mataji stay in ashram and Grahastha Prabhu? Bhaktivinoda Thakur is more than a sannyasi. Give him a room. Order. Guru Agya. So they had to give him a room. And after giving all that property also, he says, oh Guru Maharaj, what can I give? Everything belongs to me. Even me. You know, everything belongs to you, including me. Even I belong to you. So what can I offer you? It is your greatness and mercy upon me that you kindly accept. What is yours anyway? So what an amazing personality. And his what they call effigy or something. They have no that like a uh, what do you call cement pillar, and on the top this much portion of the politicians. What they call bust, bust. So his bust is there in Bagh Bazaar, Gaudiya Mutt. How many of you have visited? Have you been? I have gone there once. In fact, I went up first floor also to see what is that Ganga facing room for which brahmacharis and sannyasis were fighting. So I went chupke, I went there and I was going there. So suddenly some brahmachari said, hey, what are you doing? What? I said, no, just... So I escaped from there. I could not see really properly. Mm, I wanted to see. But what is happened now? This was long before, no? This was before 1936. Now around there are so many thousands of houses. So you can hardly see Ganga now. That time it might be making some sense. The Ganga might be visible. So they wanted Ganga facing rooms, those sannyasis or whatever. And there were fights about that. Now that the point is ruled out. You can't see Ganga more or less. Because so many houses around. So he says, punishing Kali, he restored the legs of the bull. This means that austerity and other qualities of dharma were made to flourish again. Then 43, 44. The most fortunate emperor Maharaj Parikshit, who was entrusted with the kingdom of Hastinapur by Maharaj Yudhishthir, when he desired to retire to the forest, is now ruling the world with great success due to his being glorified by the deeds of the kings of the Kuru dynasty. First line. The prolonged sacrificial ceremonies undertaken by the sages of Naimisharanya were begun shortly after the demise of Maharaj Parikshit. So, because they are performing that sacrifice, how are they able to perform? Because of Parikshit, who has left though the planet, but you are in one sense being able to perform this by his grace only. He set dharma. He made Kali, miss, he made again dharma who was only standing on one leg, again stand properly. So that's what they are being told. Because of his influence, you can perform sacrifice here. This is expressed in 3 verses. Adhyaste means he is presently protecting the kingdom. The present tense is used because of nearness to the present. Parikshit had already disappeared. This is after Parikshit Maharaj disappeared. But they are being told, just recently he was there. Before he left, he said dharma. And that's otherwise this Kali would have created havoc. And the last verse of this chapter. Maharaj Parikshit, the son of Abhimanyu, is so experienced that by dint of his expert administration and patronage, it has been possible for you to perform a sacrifice such as this. Purport. The Brahmins and the Sannyasis are expert in the spiritual advancement of society, whereas the Kshatriyas or the administrators are expert in the material peace and prosperity of human society. Both of them are the pillars of all happiness, and therefore they are meant for full cooperation for common welfare. So Brahmanas and Kshatriyas should cooperate. They are top leaders of the society. Brahmanas, they see spiritual advancement of society, and Kshatriyas, the material peace, prosperity, etc. But unfortunately, Kali Yuga, they too only fight. They are hardly existing, but in case they do exist, then there are fights among them. And here we see that next chapter will come. How typically Shringi, who was Brahmin, cursed the top ruler, the king. So the saints, the Bhaktivedanta purpose to first into 17th chapter of Srimad Bhagavatam entitled Punishment and Reward of it. Any question?
So we can understand that it is the plan of the Lord that Parikshit also knew that Kali is going to come. But if he knows that this, if I leave him or if I spare him or if I give him some land, some portion of land outside my kingdom, he will create havoc. Like he will have it.
He knows that, na. Earlier he said, na, that this is providence, arrangement of the providence. He said, na, you kill me. But then because Parikshit had given him shelter, and because he had taken shelter and if Parikshit kills him, Parikshit himself will become adharmic. So that he cannot do. So in one sense, Parikshit is checkmated. So he understood this is plan of the providence, Lord's desire. And he knows now this is Dwapar Yuga ending almost. Kali Yuga has begun. And Kali had entered anyway when Krishna left. So he could not exert his influence. Now he is going to exert. But then also he did some things by which Kali would not have supreme influence. That is also understood. Kali will not have full influence immediately. As the age passes by, then influence will keep increasing. Abhishek.
Like Satyug, Dwapar, then Kalyuga, it keeps on repeating again and again. जो भी चीजें इसमें हो रही हैं वो ऑब्वियसली बात है दोबारा होने वाली हैं. तो फिर इसमें इतना सोचने वाली क्या बात है, मतलब इतना, because it's going to happen again and again. जैसे ये
So
कलयुग चल रहा
one
है.
thing is one has to know beforehand, na? Just like COVID or for that fever, what all things cause fever. So one can take precaution because there are two things, Purushartha and Daiva. So Daiva means destined, destiny. But Purushartha means you know, your what you call, your actions, your endeavor. So endeavor does matter. So it's not like everything is stereotyped and all that. At least those who are wise, they can take precaution, they can follow the norms or whatever, and they can safeguard themselves. And some others will anyway get hampered, they will get attacked. So then also sane people, sane section of society can try to help them. And Lord provides the help. Otherwise, then scriptures and all these things have no meaning only. No? Everything is set. And then where is the free will then? What if nothing is of any use then? It's like a robo only. So all of us are like robots then. It is not like that. We have our Purusharth. You can perfect your life, you can go back to God. And like you, if some others also agree, they could also perfect their life. Though, fact of life is everybody will not agree. But we have to try to give to everyone. Isn't it? Like we go out everywhere for giving holy name and other things. If you accept and we go on. We are not breaking our head or committing suicide. Not everybody is accepting what is this 5 years or over 10. No, we know that will be the case. But that also does not mean that we'll just sit in the temple only. Anyway, those who are have to become devotees, they will become devotees anyhow. Why should I do anything? No, we have to do our part and thereby get blessings of the Lord, perfect our life. Yes.
मुझे ऐसा लगता है कि मैच फिक्स है एक.
Hmm?
मैच फिक्स है. It's like a
नहीं
fixed
वो
situation.
कैसा है ना, एक वार है, एक बैटल है.
या फिर
So you can win the battles, but you will not be able to win the war in one sense.
और
Understood?
yeah, it's like a
Though our English saying says that winning the battle and losing the war, that means it's put in a derogatory way. What's the use? You won the battle, but war you lost anyway. Overall, there was defeat only. But that is not the case. We can be winning the battle, and you take few individuals back with you to Godhead, and you'll get so much blessings of the Lord. Everyone you will not be. So that's why it's not a cause of frustration also. What is this? We have been preaching in ISKCON all over the world so much and hardly any results. 60 crore books are only distributed. What is 60 crore in comparison to 800 crore? And by the way, the first person who got the book, whenever he got, that person may be dead, the book may be gone also. So what is the use of keeping the count of 60 crore books, of which 30, 20, 10, 20 crore might have been lost also. So we cannot be so pessimistic and having frustrated false ego. We have to be knowing that Neha Vikramana Shosti, that book, whatever in one page, the book is lost, one page is lying somewhere. Somebody will read and he'll become a devotee. He'll come to ISKCON. So we have to continue with our efforts. And that's what pleases Krishna. Na? nahi nacha tasman manusheshu kashin me priya kritam. Why would Krishna say, there is no one more dear to me than he who preaches my message to others? He wouldn't say, Krishna only would say, no, it is useless. Arjun, why are you fighting? Forget it. And anyway, as a Kal Roop, I am going to kill them. Na. Why you take tension? आप घर पे जाके थोड़ा 16 माला करो. लेकिन that would be some tangible gain. है कि नहीं? Krishna doesn't say all that. Krishna says, उत्तिष्ठ जाग्रत वरान प्राप्त निबोधय नाम अनुस्मर युद्ध च. We have to be fighters.
Can we say that all these situations are just meant to get few souls back to kingdom of God? Then again the cycle will continue.
Yeah.
Again few souls will back.
Yes, yes.
And other souls will keep on enjoying here.
Yes.
Then they realize that they have to go back.
Yes.
So there's a fixed cycle, it's fixed pattern.
That's why we are all not frustrated. No? Otherwise, we can be highly frustrated fellows. How many books we distributed, how much prasad, how many rathayatra, what not we have done. And still, very few are. All the initiated devotees in ISKCON, how many they are? Total, worldwide. Long before I had heard around 1 lakh. Now let's say 2 lakhs, which is also mostly not possible. But suppose 2 lakhs. Or let's say 3 lakhs also. 3 lakhs? What is 3 lakhs in front of 800 crore? Nothing. Not even 1%, no? 0.0. 0.0. नहीं bro. हाँ लेकिन आगे आएगा ना 0.000. So don't get discouraged. Continue. Be with us and we are with you. Yes. Narahari Thakur Prabhu.
It is heard that Parikshit Maharaj could see the one good qualification.
That
Asti-
is, I think.
Ah.
Already went. Yes.
So he allowed Kali Yuga, but it is also said Kali Sarva Sadhana Badhaka. Kali Yuga is also Sadhana Badhaka.
He did not allowed Kali Yuga because of only that reason. See, Kali took shelter of him and all that we already discussed. Their greatness of King Parikshit is he saw good in Kali, so he is being glorified.
Okay.
Kushalani ashu siddhanti netarani krutanayat. Nanu dveshti kalim samrat. Saranga iva sarabuk. Na anudveshti kalim samrat. Samrat Parikshit did not become envious of Kali because he saw one good. That Kushalani ashu siddhanti. Whatever you pious good you think of doing, you get result of that pious activity, though you have not done anything. And netarani krutaniyat. And bad activities, unless you do physically, you won't get the bad result. So this is one very nice quality in Kali. So like that is greatness and glorification of Parikshit.
So if someone practices devotional service and Kali Yuga is very so influenced, so sometimes it happens that new devotees are getting overburdened by the Kali Yuga and they are not encouraged to practice.
So
Encouraged to practice.
you don't become an agent of Kali by discouraging him further. Kya Prabhu, you fell down, you are in Maya, get lost. You become the agent of Guru Parampara and encourage him. Prabhu, don't worry. Kali Yuga, all of us face difficulty. No problem. You get up. Let's go. Let's practice. So you become an agent of internal potency or Guru Parampara.
So since this is the age of Kali, it will go on like that.
Yeah.
So
But this is initially, na. Eventually you will gain strength. Just like a child, while when he's learning to walk, he falls. More times he falls down and less times he's able to walk or he hardly walks. But as he continues in his endeavors, he will learn to walk. And then less times he will fall and more times he's walking. And eventually he will not fall only. He will be just walking smoothly. Yes. Snail bro.
Guruji, if we see from divine perspective that Lord's will was there, that's why Kali Yuga started and all that, then it is fine. But otherwise, from moral point of view, for understanding, we discussed that the king is supposed to punish some culprit for two reasons: that for his own benefit, so that in future he doesn't suffer more, and for setting a good example in the others. So isn't it irreligious for the king Parikshit to forgive Kali for committing such a heinous act of?
Not. That's what the whole discussion is, no? So through dharma and cow also the similar way, and here also Because if he attacks him, kills him, because though he has taken surrendered, so then Parikshit himself becomes irreligious, and he will only set irreligion in society. He will become Kali's agent. Here, Kali's agent is going to be Shringi. That will come in the next chapter. Shringi was influenced by Kali and he cursed Parikshit. Parikshit is never the agent of Kali. He is agent of Krishna only. So he banished him first. But that fellow said, everywhere, where will I go? Everywhere you are only ruling. So give me some places. So he gave him those places. But then also he says, Are these 4 places where in your kingdom hardly anybody is eating meat gambling. So consider something more. Then he said, wherever gold is hoarded. So he said,
So if the general citizen also after committing,
and if you see in that time, the citizens would not be hoarding gold so much and all that. But as the age progresses, this is going to happen, bound to happen. And Kali Yuga will keep rising. And this is known in one sense. It will bound to happen.
yeah, but a general citizen also after committing some sin, then he takes the shelter of the king that I will please forgive me and like that. So the king is supposed to forgive him, not give him the death penalty.
Yeah.
Okay.
But then king has to ensure that he doesn't do the activity again. Otherwise, then something has to be done.
2 more questions. One thing is that these influence of ages, that is only on earthly planet or that is in the whole like
As far as I knew, it is on earth. But here, the discussion by Vishwanath Thakur is that Kali influences Devatas also in terms of their qualities going down. So I'm not sure. Because as far as I had heard or known at least, was that Kali's influence is only on earth, not in heaven. It's not like in Swargalok now Kali Yuga is going on. This is what I had as far as I knew earlier. But after reading this commentary, I need to ask somebody.
And Pruji, like many times I wonder that in this pastime of Bhakti Siddhant's Gaudiya Math, that what happened in devotees, it doesn't appear very serious reason that the window facing the Ganges and how it led to such a big issue. Like
Oh,
that time.
that is not a big issue. This is like he said, na, Agun Jalve is whole mutt is on fire, like the materialistic mentality. What really caused the problem in one sense, when he said that there will not be any one person as Mathadish after me. There will be GBC that should be formed. But after he left, before he left, only all these fights were happening. But after he left, immediately there were 2 factions in the entirety of Gaudiya Mutts. 2 factions, and one faction made one person leader, that Kunjibera somebody, and another person like that. And the fights went on between the 2 parties. As to out of the 2, one only has to be Mathadish. No? So who will be the one? So then there were court cases, and the court cases required a lot of money. So for money, what will do? So they sold the printing presses and so many things. Now printing presses with hard struggle, Bhakti Thakur had established 4 printing presses in different places, and they were sometimes in the right in the complex only. Person more than bell ringing is hearing the sound of the printing press. And he wonders what is this? This is Brahad Mridanga. How much stress on preaching was there? And these fellow forget about preaching. They one by one they sold all the printing presses to fight these court cases, and one of them ultimately anyway he fell down with a woman, and the whole Gaudiya Math got disintegrated. So that is just one, like we can say, a sample of materialistic mindset or mentality. It's not like all were like that. Bhakti Rakshak Siddha Swami Maharaj, Bhakti Pragyan Keshav Maharaj, Bon Maharaj, they were bona fide devotees. They were nowhere because these 2 factions. And so they went on preaching individually, independently, which was not having full support of Gaudiya Math. So they were in poverty. Prabhupada as a Grahastha gave them one little, that Sitakan Banerjee road, little bit help he gave. But majority of them got lost. And after that also Gaudiya Maths remained and propagation preaching continued, but it was like, united we stand. Na? The strength that was there in 64 Gaudiya Maths together, that was like, now it's like individually all mathas are preaching here, there, that will not much happening. And then also then old women, widows are coming and that kind of thing. And then also some people are into only Sanskrit learning and Sanskrit slokas memorizing. They themselves became scholarly, but hardly any propagation and all that. So that should not be taken as the thing. That is
And
one
like
of
that
the
many
things.
issues keep on happening like in our contemporary ISKCON also.
Yeah, but then because we are following Prabhupada's instruction, forming GBC and always being under GBC, all that. So it's going, or never leave ISKCON, this kind of instructions. So we are sticking to that. To that degree, ISKCON is flourishing. Okay, so we'll take a break for 15 minutes. Hare Krishna. We'll begin. Yeah, what to do? Whatever is it. Hare Krishna. So in this Subodhini is saying, we already completed the chapter. Last section is 28 to 41, second last. Parikshit expertly gives residence to the ironically surrendered Kali. 28 to 30, Kali forsaking his dress out of fear completely surrendered to him, bowing his head. In that, then 31 to 34 is Parikshit asks Kali to leave his kingdom. 36 to 37 is Kali asks for some place in his kingdom. 38 to 40 is Parikshit gives 5 places to Kali. And last section is 42 to 45, 4 verses, glorious rule of Parikshit, who established lost legs of bull and improved situation of earth. So link between 16th and 17th chapter where seeing the condition of earth and dharma, Parikshit chastises Kali. Now link between 17th and 18th chapter is that after explaining the ruling of Maharaj Parikshit, Suta Goswami explains the events leading to his renouncing of the kingdom. His ruling was discussed. Now, why did he renounce his kingdom? What all things happened? That's being described. So this chapter has 4 sections. The first is of 8 verses, 1 to 8. Suta summarizes Parikshit's birth, death, dealings with Kali. Take mercy of the Lord. Mercy of the Lord. Hmm. So in that first 4 verses are talking about not burned in womb, not afraid of snake bird, surrendered to Shukdev and understood Lord. 4 things are being mentioned. So chapter 18th is Maharaj Parikshit cursed by a Brahman boy. Please repeat. Suta uvacha yo vai draunastra viplushto mamaturo mrutaha anugrahad bhagavataha krishnasya adbhuta karmanaha. Sri Suta Goswami said, due to the mercy of the personality of Godhead, Sri Krishna, who acts wonderfully, Maharaj Parikshit, though struck by the weapon of the son of Drona in his mother's womb, could not be burned. We know what happened after Duryodhana was struck. Then seeing that they have almost lost, Ashwathama was feeling inferiority complex and so much of insecurity. So he thought, if not us, nobody else. If we could not be conquerors, Kauravas, let me make sure Pandavas also are annihilated. So Pandavas, anyway, they had only one here remaining because 5 sons of Draupadi by 5 Pandavas, they were all killed by Ashwathama. So only last descendant was remaining, Parikshit. So for such a small child who is not even born in his mother's womb, he released Brahmastra. But then Uttara, who was seeing that imminent danger. She was not concerned about losing her body life, but she was concerned about her service to entire Kuru dynasty, to her husbands and everyone, that this to her husband and Pandavas, that this child needs to be protected. I can die, no problem. So she ran to Krishna. Krishna, Krishna Mahabhava, Bhaktanam Abhayankara, Tameko Dayyamananam, Apavargasi Samsruti. Lord, please protect me. Protect my child in the womb. So then Lord, different versions are there, but Lord entered in her womb with Gada in his hand, and he was just revolving with high speed around Parikshit, who was in the womb, and he was looking, "Hey, who is this such a brilliant, beautiful person?" And sure enough, Lord protected him. One version says that his body was burned by Brahmastra, but Lord revived it fully. Another version says because Lord is there, he did not, no harm was done. So Parikshit, as he was born only, he was looking for that person whom he was so grateful to, who protected him in the womb of his mother. So when he started crawling as a small child, Parikshit would crawl, and some people are discussing, the tall people there, and he's a small kid, just crawling. So he would catch their dhoti and pull like that. And people who are conversing, they're wondering, what is that? So they would look down and below. So then they would find a small, cute child, Parikshit, and they would look at him and smile, give a smile, as anybody would do like that. And Parikshit would intently look at that person. He would do pariksha, examine him. Was he the one who protected me in the womb of mother? No. So then he would crawl to the next person and he would pull his dhoti. And like that. So like that, he kept examining many people. So his name became Parikshit. One who does pariksha for everyone. So Lord is wonderful. Krishnasya adbhuta karmana. Janma karma chame divyam. Krishna's birth and activities are divine. Anybody who knows that in truth, in fullness, in toto, he will not again take birth in this world. So his karma is adbhut only. Na bhuto na bhavishyat. Nobody can act the way Lord acts. Amazing. So one devotee was saying, Lord only can have romance without finance. Nobody else can do that. He had millions of gopis to have romance with, but no finance. Just a coward boy. So, Lord is amazing. In the purport, last line, Prabhupada says, this verse is stated by Sutta Goswami to increase the interest of the sages of Naimisharanya. Okay. 18th chapter. Here he says, Sutta speaks in summary of the astonishing story of Parikshit's life from birth till attaining the Lord to the sages who were very astonished at hearing his punishment of Kali. So his life story is being given in one sense. Some part is already told. Now 2 to 9 are about glories of King Parikshit. In these 8 verses. In the second one particularly, sign of a surrendered devotee. And that sign is fearlessness. How much are we surrendered to the Lord? That could be seen by how fearless we are. Rakhe Krishna Mare ke, Mare Krishna Rakhe ke. That conviction that if Krishna wants to protect me, what this thing or person could do to me. And if Krishna wants to kill me, I don't need such a big man or trying situation to kill me. Even small ant can bite me or small insect can bite and die. That bulls or elephants, I think, something goes in their ear or something and bites some insect and they die. No? Which insect? Ant. Huh? Ant can go inside the elephant's ear and some kind of... Huh? He becomes mad and loses control over himself. And then... see? Small, how big, small is the ant? In front of us also so small. What to speak of in front of a huge elephant? The ant can go in elephant's ear and bite him there, make him mad, and in madness, whatever he does. So if Krishna wants to kill us, we don't need big situation. That's why Rakshishyati iti Vishwaso. This is one of the 6 symptoms of Sharanagati. As Rupa Goswami says that Anukulyasya Sankalpa. Whatever is favorable, the devotee accepts. Pratikulyasya Varjanam. Whatever is unfavorable, he rejects. Then Rakshishyati iti Vishwaso. Third is that Krishna will definitely protect me. Then Gopatrutve Varnam Tata. Krishna is my maintainer. When danger, then Krishna is my Rakshak. And ordinary life, Krishna is my maintainer. So, Sampade, Vipade, Jivane, Marane, Dao Mama Gela, Dai Mama Gela, Opada Varane. Whether I am in Sampad, in flourishing condition, regular lifestyle, maintenance, Krishna is maintainer. And Vipade, when danger comes, Krishna is my Rakshak, he is my protector. Jivane Marane, whether I am living life, normal life, or Maran comes, death comes, I am Krishna's servant. Whatever Krishna keeps me in that way. So this kind of conviction, Rakshashati Tvishasa Gopadritve Varnamta, Atma Niksheva, full self-surrender. From one side, always the endeavor to surrender to Krishna. And humility, Karpanya. So these are the 6 signs of surrendered soul. So here Parikshit is showing how he showed that is it. You have a question?
Prabhuji, that 6 surrenders is generally seen by the in advanced devotees. So those devotees are in little sadhaks, sadhana, doing by these sadhana bhakti. So in that case, it's found that they goes to astrologer, then they use some stones for protection, and they may find out some means to get out of the sadhisati or something like that. Also, they chant Hare Krishna. So in that case, since it is said, means what we said.
To the degree one is not surrendered to Krishna, to that degree he will not be able to manifest these 6 signs of surrender in their fullness.
So is it considered deviations or what?
One should ask superiors
Hmm.
whenever confusion or some difficulty. So if some superior says that you go for this, some kind of stone in the ring like that, so then he may go, not a problem. Yesterday we discussed, if the guru says that you stay underneath a tree, then if you are attached to staying in a palace, that is not proper. And if guru says forget this underneath tree and stay in palace, you should stay in palace. So we should ask the representatives of guru. Just like I just when recess was going on, I just saw one mail I got from one of our brahmacharis. He's desperate to get initiated because His Holiness Radhana Swami Maharaj is giving initiation. In case you know, he gave initiation to 100 devotees in Kolhapur, around 200 devotees in Belgaum, and now yesterday was I think Goa devotees, 100 more. So 400 devotees in just 2-3 days, like that. And in Gopinath Champati also is giving I think on 11, something like that. So he wrote a long email to Radhesham Prabhu, Revtipati Prabhu, me, and some leaders. He's saying that generally I don't write mails and all these things, but I'm very emotional and I'm very much concerned from Sri Sri Radha Vrindavan Chandra temple and Sri Sri Radha Kunjaberi temple. Only 12 to 15 brahmacharis are there who are aspiring from Radhana Swami Maharaj. So they can be immediately sent at the earliest, maybe to Gopinath temple, and they can be initiated by Maharaj, because considering Maharaj age and all that, so many things he has written, long mail it is. So I fall at the lotus feet of all the Vaishnavas who are in this email and beg them, please consider our case. So because number is very few, that temple and this 2 temples, I think 12, 15 brahmacharis are only there. Anybody from here aspiring from Radhana Swami Maharaj who are chanting? 3 are here and he is 1-4, and there may be some few more. So he's saying, please send us immediately. So he's become very desperate like that. And so he can, okay, email is one way. This is like Pranipat. This is modern 21st century post-modern era Pranipat, writing email. But he could just approach one of the seniors, Revtipati Prabhu, Radhesham Prabhu, me, Lalit Mahaprabhu, some 3-4 of us are there, and say, Prabhu, I am desperate. Anyway, he has already approached some seniors because everybody said, just wait, Maharaj will give initiation. After Belgaum, Kolhapur, Goa, then what remains? Pune remains, na? He will give to Pune, don't worry. But he's like, mar jaunga main. Very desperate. I did not write a reply because Raisham will reply anyway. Raisham will cool down. Earlier also he asked one of the seniors that Maharaj is giving in Juhu. Can I be sent over there? So he was told by seniors that wait. You will get initiated with your Pune friends. So then he wrote another, he said, all my Pune friends, they got initiated, not only first initiated, second also. So I am only remaining and few more. So they should be given initiation. He's very desperately begging. Maybe Radhesham Prabhu may consider and may ask Gaurang Prabhu that with other devotees in Gopinath temple, this 12-15. If the number is really 12-15, who knows? Number may be more also, because Vella will join and some other youth centers maybe. The number will again become 30, 40, 50. Then say, don't worry, wait. Gaurang Prabhu say, wait, Maharaj will come to Pune. Wait, Radhesham Prabhu, wait. So whenever confusion, doubts, and that outburst or whatever, should approach superiors and ask them like that.
Means there are ball in our court, means sometimes we have to take decision. So we also need some understanding. Means sometimes we cannot go every time to superior. So some
For that, you have to be reading scriptures and hearing Bhagavatam, daily Bhagavatam classes. So the anarthas are removed and you get a clear vision. Else your vision will be hazy. It will be covered, confusion, and you are like a Arjun only. So one has to hear. Arjun got clarity after hearing message of Bhagavad Gita. So we also will get clarity after we hear daily Bhagavatam classes or hear devotees. Then we'll be clear. Like Radheshambru once asked His Holiness Radhana Swami Maharaj that Maharaj, this was long before, maybe 10-15 years back. Maharaj, many times you are not in India, you are abroad, or even if you are in India, you are not in Gopinath temple, you are somewhere else. At least you are not accessible. And even my senior God brothers like Shamanand Prabhu, Govind Prabhu, Sanat Prabhu, they are also not there in Pune because sometimes some crisis comes in management and sudden decision, immediate decision has to be taken. And I cannot contact you, nor can I contact my immediate seniors. So I need to take quick decision. So how will I take proper decision which will be in line with means your expectations, etc. Because nobody is there to contact. So Maharaj said, His Holiness Radha Swami Maharaj said that you come to these classes on Saturday, Sundays, which I give and all. And personally also you can meet me about Pune temple management, etc. And like this, you keep doing and keep hearing. So afterwards, then Krishna from within only heart will reveal to you what decision to take when you cannot contact any one of us. But for that, regular hearing is required. Otherwise, what will happen if you don't do regular hearing, the abhadras and all, they will only infiltrate our decisions, our actions, even our speech, all that stuff. So that's why by hearing regularly, abhadras will be gone. Then that we do, what we do will be in line with parampara, in line with our spiritual master and seniors. Yes. So now 229 is about glories of King Parikshit. So let us see. Furthermore, Maharaj Parikshit was always consciously surrendered to the personality of Godhead, and therefore he was neither afraid nor overwhelmed by fear due to a snake bird which was to bite him because of the fury of a Brahman boy. Sutta Goswami study. Yeah, imagine you are told. Now forget about snake bird. Some snake is in the ashram. He was seen on the first floor of Brahmacharya ashram. If this news is released over here, and it's a true news, not me, somebody come. Hey, Haribol, Prabhus, Haribol, class is going on. It's good, but be careful. One snake was seen on the first floor of Brahmacharya ashram. First of all, from ground floor, it came to first floor. So it can come to second floor in your classroom. Be careful. How much will be tension built, isn't it? Then dude will wonder, my God. अरे भागो फिर टेरेस पे जाते हैं या फिर we'll jump from terrace. I'll go to my center. I'll preach. And preacher is saved. Prabhu said a day for yesterday, a preacher of Krishna Katha is beyond the clutches of death. Prabhu may be saved because he is the preacher of Krishna Katha, but I can be preacher of Krishna Katha only in my center. So we may be somewhat tensed, isn't it? And while hearing that Parikshit was not bothered about snake bird Takshak coming. Now where is snake bird Takshak and where is our this ordinary snake? But we'll say, okay, but that was end of the Apurika, this is Kali Yuga. So this snake bird snake would be much difficult to handle. So see how difficult it is for us. So he is a surrendered soul. So for him, he took it. Okay, fine. Ahead, if you see how amazing he is, what faith he has. Prabhupada in purport says, for him, nothing is as important as the Supreme Lord. And thus he gives equal importance to heaven and hell. Narayana para sarve nakutaschana bibhyati swarga pavarga narakeshu api tulyartha darshinaha. When Mother Sati cursed Chitraketu to become a demon, then he happily accepted. He begged forgiveness. Sorry, mother, you misunderstood. I did not have any ill intention, but I accept your blessing. It's a blessing in disguise. Thank you. And he left happily. And then after that, Lord Shiva is telling Mother Sati, how just see how glorious are the devotees of the Lord. They are not fearful. So he's saying that Narayana Parasure, those who are completely devoted to Lord Narayan, Nakutaschana Bibhyati. They are never fearful in any condition of life. Swarga, whether they are sent to heaven, oh, that's very good. But Apavarga, that is Brahmajyoti, and Narakeshu, hell also. Api Tulyartha Darshina, they say it all the same. Doesn't matter only. Same thing, sixth chapter of Bhagavad Gita. This is one thing, but in sixth chapter of Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says, what is that? Samaloshtrashma Kanchanaha. For a yogi who is very elevated, who has control over the mind, he sees the stones, pebbles, and gold with the same thing, same vision. Samaloshtra Ashma Kanchana. Kanchana means gold. Everything is same. Or Udasina, Suhrun Mitrari Udasina, Madhyastha Dveshu Bandhushu. All categories of people. Suhrun, somebody may be your very close friend. Mitra, somebody social friend. Suhrun Mitra, Udasina, somebody is neutral to you in their relationship with you. And then Madhyastha, somebody is a mediator, some kind of quarrel is there you have, he will come to mediate. Dveshu, somebody is envious of you. Madhyastu Dveshu Bandhushu. Or Bandhu, somebody is kind of close relative or whatever. So he sees them all equally. Doesn't matter. So very high level of vision is required, understanding, conviction, and then accordingly speech and actions get affected. So he gives equal importance to heaven and hell. He knows well that both heaven and hell are creations of the Lord, and similarly, life and death are different conditions of existence created by the Lord. When a glass of very concentrated poison was given to Prahlad, he said, "Oh, this is Bhumi Rapo Anulavayuk Ham Mano Buddhi Revacha." This is transformation of water only. How many of us will think like that? And so offer to the Lord. Everything Lord devotee takes, he offers to the Lord. So this is Mahaprasad. How can Mahaprasad kill me? And he just took the glass and he drank it. Everybody thought, what a fool, what a foolish philosophy he has. He's taking it as one of the energies of Krishna, transformation of water, and sings Mahaprasad. Now let us, and this Hiranyakashipu was watching intently. Now, how what will happen? And then nothing happened. He was peaceful. Ramanujacharya had that faith. You know that story. That Pujari priest in the temple, he was very envious of glory of Ramanujacharya. So he added poison in Charanamrit. Who will do that? Can you imagine? You may give poison to somebody just like Prahlad was given. Or you may give water or milk or something and add poison in that. But who will think of adding poison in Charanamrit? Because people have such high respect for Charanamrit. But this fellow was so worst of people. He added, and Ramanujacharya was told that there is poison in this. He said, no, this is Lord's Charanamrit. It will not harm me. And he drank it. And nothing happened. That's okay with him, not with me. Tomorrow only when you are going for Charanamrit, you may remember this. And the Prabhu, this is from where? DT department. But who made this Charanamrit? That devotee. Who? Which devotee? Was some militant or terrorist had come? We become fearful. How many of you seen when you hear something like that? It remains and we get more fearful sometimes. It happens like that. So
Is it okay to act as per our adhikar? Means,
Yes,
naturally we are going to act in that.
but don't throw away the Charanamrit. Give it to some other devotee who has faith that because that will become offensive. You act according to your adhikar, but don't commit offenses. You should not commit offenses. That is not our adhikar. He knows well that heaven and hell are creations of the Lord. Similarly, life and death are different conditions of existence created by the Lord. But in all conditions and in all circumstances, remembrance of Narayan is essential. And towards the end, the devotee never goes against the will of the Lord. Anything sent by God is a blessing for the devotee. Therefore, Maharaj Parikshit was neither afraid of nor bewildered by such things. That is the sign of a pure devotee of the Lord. Right. Everything is blessing of the Lord. That day, other day we quoted. So I saw that 4.14, 5.15, and 9.9. Easy to remember. 4.14, 4.4, 5.15, and 9.9. You read the purport and you see which is the verse common in all these three purports. This one. Vaishamya nirgunne va sapekshatvat yathana darshayati. That Lord is always merciful, Lord is fair, Lord is never cruel, Lord is never unfair. So everything Lord does in my life is good. He's all good. How will he be all bad for me? If one is all good, how can he be bad? And no question of being all bad anyway. So we don't have conviction. We speak a lot of philosophy, but we don't live by that philosophy. We don't have conviction. So something happens, then we think, oh, Krishna is like this. Krishna is not fair. Why I have been partiality is going on in management, that brahmachari. Like in this also, okay, this is emotional trauma, but he is feeling like, only few of us, only 12, 15. Why so many are giving in? And there, it seems Maharaj is giving initiation to those who are chanting for 4, 5 years also. They are also getting initiated, and he's chanting from 2011, something like that. So more than 10 years. So those who are 4, 5 years chanting 16 now, they are getting initiated. That too from small places like Belgaum, Goa. What? Which one? Kolhapur. Here in Pune, we have much bigger Pur. That Khadakwasla dam broke and Pur means flood came. So why Kolhapur? Devotees are given initiation. So we have to little bit cool down. We'll get initiated. सबकी दीक्षा होगी, है कि नहीं? सभी दीक्षित ही हैं जब तक दीक्षा नहीं हुआ है. 5 संप्रदाय are there ना, Shri, Kumar, Rudra and Brahma. And there is 5th sampradaya according to Bhakti Thakur. Vanchak, Vanchit sampradaya. The sampradaya of cheaters and cheated. So those who are not initiated in this 4 sampradaya, they are all initiated in the 5th one. And sometimes even those who are duly initiated in these 4 sampradayas, they also enthusiastically go out of their way and take initiation in this 5th sampradaya, because they feel insecurity because of minority consciousness, that we are very few. All 4 sampradayas put together, we are only few lakhs. Whereas more than 799 crore population of the world is initiated in that 5th sampradaya. So I should have touch with that sampradaya. So many go there. Despite getting properly initiated in this 4 sampradaya, still they go there. That is सबकी दीक्षा होगी. सब दीक्षित ही है एक तरीके से. 5वें संप्रदाय में सबकी दीक्षा हुई है. And if you want to switch over from the 5th sampradaya to one of the 4, that will happen. And in ISKCON, definitely will happen. Have a little patience. One should know initiation problem. Anyway, we will not get into initiation. That's a very hot topic. We already touched upon it. So where were we? Second is over. Third, he's talking about knowing Krishna through his devotees. Furthermore, after leaving all his associates, the king surrendered himself as a disciple to the son of Vyasa, Shukdev Goswami, and thus he was able to understand the actual position of the personality of Godhead. So know Krishna through surrendering to pure devotee. Vayyasaker Jaho Shishyo Vayyasaki. Vyasadev's son, Shukdev Goswami. He took shelter of Shukdev Goswami. In the purport, Prabhupada says after a few lines, by the grace of a spiritual master like Shukdev Goswami, unto whom the king gave himself up as a most humble disciple, one is able to understand the actual position of the Lord. So we cannot know. Krishna se tomar, Krishna dite paro, tomara shakati ache. Amito kangal, Krishna Krishna boli, dhai tava pache pache. So spiritual master knows Krishna and he has Krishna. He can give Krishna. He is willing to give Krishna. Somebody may have money, a lot of money, but may not give 1 penny to others, or may not give all money. But spiritual master is ready and is capable of giving Krishna. So disciple runs behind him. I think this disciple is following that in the footstep. He's running in the email trails, being representative of the spiritual master. Later ahead, he says, Param Drashta Nivadate. One can give up all connection with material attachment when one is able to see the Param, or the superior quality of things. That's how we should be able to see Krishna. We other day discussed Shastra Chakshu and Gyan Chakshu, maybe yesterday. So seeing beyond the energy, the energetic who is behind. So we should see Param, the supreme, the superior quality of things. That they are Krishna's. What is the superior quality of things? That all things belong to Krishna. Nirashir nirmamo bhutva yuddhasva vigatajvara. Krishna says, nothing is mine. Nirmama. Nothing is mine. Then whose is it? Krishna's. Bhoktaram yagya tapasam sarva loka maheshwaram. He is the master. Sarva loka maha ishwar. He is the owner and controller of all the things in the creation. And nothing is mine. He has kindly kept some things under my custody. And I should use it wisely in his service. That Ishavasyam idam sarvam yatkincha jagatyam jagat tena tyaktena bhunjita magruda kassa siddhanam. Everything animate and inanimate is owned and controlled by the Supreme Lord. So one should take only the quota which is set aside for him, and knowing that everything else is for others. That belongs to Krishna only, but he has set it for others, not for me. So I just take my quota, and that is also to be used in Krishna's service. Or give it to him and get the remnants. Yat karoshi yadasnasi, yajjuhosi dadasyat, yat tapasyasya kauntaya, tat kurusho madarpanam. Whatever you eat, whatever you drink, whatever you offer, give away in charity, sacrifice, everything should be done for Krishna. Krishnarthe akhila cheshta, Krishna prityarthe. My gross body should work for service of Krishna, and my subtle body should always meditate on whether it is pleasing to Krishna or not. Krishna prityarthe. So like that, a devotee should lead his life. Then he says, unless one thoroughly understands this superior or eternal energy of the Lord, it is not possible to leave the material energy. However, one may theoretically speculate on the true nature of the absolute truth. So we have to know internal potency also, and we have to strive to be in internal potency and get mercy of Radharani, Srimati Radharani, internal potency. Mahatmanastu mam partha daivim prakrutimashritah bhajanti ananya manaso gyatva bhutadino vyayam. So Krishna says in Bhagavatam, Mahatmanastu mam partha, those who are broad-minded, Mahatmanastu mam partha daivim prakrutimashritah, they take shelter of my internal divine potency, not external potency. Then bhajanti ananya manaso, because they are focused on internal potency, they are not worried about anything that falls in material potency or external potency. Ekka bhajanti ananya manaso, not anyaman manasaha. Ananya manasaha. Bhajanti ananya manaso gyatva bhutadim avyayam, knowing me to be bhutadim, the origin of all, and avyayam, inexhaustible. So we have to know the philosophy and take shelter of Srimati Radharani. Then we will not get distracted by so many objects that material energy, external energy, Bahiranga Shakti is offering. So many things. Alluring, quite alluring. And last line, it is very difficult to find the Lord from the Vedic literatures, but it is very easy to know him by the mercy of a liberated devotee like Shukdev Goswami. That shloka. Tarko pratishto shrutayo vibhinno nasavrusir matam na bhinnam dharmasya tattvam nihitam guhaya mahajano yena gatah sapantah. That dharmasya tattvam nihitam guhaya. The real religious principles, dharmasya tattvam nihitam guhaya. It is very confidential. In one sense, scriptures are available for everyone, but still people don't understand. But if one follows in the footsteps of Mahajanas, Mahajano Yena, Gataha Sapanta, he can know Krishna. Vedeshu Durlabham, Adurlabham, Atma Bhakto. Krishna is very Durlabh through Vedeshu, through Vedas. Vedeshu Durlabham. But Adurlabham, he is not very difficult to achieve. He is very easy to attain. Atma Bhakto, by surrendering to Krishna through devotional service or through his devotees. He is easily accessible. One devotee said, if we are not servant of our authority, then we are a servant of our mind and senses. Our authorities, devotional authorities, they are representatives of Guru Parampara, representative of our spiritual master. So if we are not servant of them, then we will be by default put in the external potency. The authorities that we have, they are the representatives of internal potency, and our own mind and senses are representatives of external potency. So one should be careful not to be follower of his mind and senses. In fourth, this was so because those who have dedicated their lives to the transcendental topics of the personality of Godhead, of whom the Vedic hymns sing, and who are constantly engaged in remembering the lotus feet of the Lord, do not run the risk of having misconceptions even at the last moment of their lives. So in the purport, Prabhupada says, the highest perfection of life is attained by remembering the transcendental nature of the Lord at the last moment of one's life. Ante Narayana Smritihi. So we have to remember Krishna. Tasmat Sareshu Kaleshu Mamanasuni. Yamyamapi Smaran Bhavam Tejati Ante Kalavam. Last moment we should be able to remember Krishna. Then ahead he says, middle. A submissive disciple is able to live transcendentally and continue to the end of life. All throughout he will be in the transcendental platform. Brahmanyadhaya karmani sangam tyaktva karoti yah lipyate na sapapena padmapatra ivambhasa. Brahmani adhaya karmani. Whoever devotee of the Lord takes shelter of Brahman, the spiritual Lord. Brahmani adhaya karmani sangam tyaktva karoti yah. Because of attachment to everything material, he is not attached to the fruits of his action. Lipyate nasa papena. And because of working in this divine consciousness, Nishkam Karma Yoga, Lipyate nasa papena. He is not enveloped by sinful reactions, sinful reaction. And he is like Padma Patra Ivambasa, like a leaf, lotus leaf in the muddy water. It is untouched by the mud. So one should be like them. So Maya will not touch a devotee. Because if he has armor of the spiritual master's instructions around his body, that is not some kind of physical thing you carry every. Don't write instructions of spiritual master and always carry them. Carry them in your heart. Contemplate on in the heart and always lead your life accordingly. Then Maya cannot touch anytime. So he says knowledge plus service attitude is equal to realization. We gain knowledge, but then when we serve, then we get realization. So a lot of services should be there. Physical, mental, and verbal also. All three. And realizations plus pride is equal to knowledge. So dangerous. Never become proud. Pride is already sign of ignorance. Ahankara, vimudhatma. How can one be proud? One who is in pride, one who is in knowledge, he knows everything is owned and controlled by the Lord. If at all something amazing happens through me, it is Krishna who is doing it through me. As an instrument, he is using me. Isn't it? Like other day, somebody was saying, a very nice handwriting is there on the paper. And paper is also of very good quality. But it is not the glory of the paper or the pen or the handwriting. It is the glory of the person who wrote there. His handwriting is very nice. If he writes on ordinary paper also or with another pen also, it will be nice only. Just like Rupa Goswami's handwriting. It was like pearls, rows of pearls, like that. Never become proud. He says, Uttama Shloka Vartanam means of those whose cause of living is the Lord. So we are living for the Lord only. Fifth one. As long as the great powerful son of Abhimanyu remains the emperor of the world, there is no chance that the personality of Kali will flourish. So he is asking question, Okay, in the purport, Prabhupada writes last line. Although Maharaj Parikshit allotted places for the personality of Kali, at the same time he gave no chance for the citizens to be swayed by the personality of Kali. The one devotee is saying, ब्रह्मास्त्र से बचाया क्यों ब्रह्मास्त्र से बचाया क्यों ना ब्रह्म शाप से. Why did the Lord not save Parikshit Maharaj now as earlier? Because he got cursed. So that time when he was saved, there was no heir to the Kuru dynasty. Pandavas had only him, Parikshit. So Lord saved. Now Janmeja is there. And more than that, Lord wanted to give Srimad Bhagavatam to the whole world. So through grandfather Arjun, the whole world was given Srimad Bhagavad Gita. And through grandson Parikshit, the whole world was given Srimad Bhagavatam. One family only. We are eternally grateful. This Pandav family. Bhagavad Gita and Bhagavatam by this great grandfather and grandson. Sixth, the very day and moment the personality of Godhead, Lord Sri Krishna, left this earth, the personality of Kali, who promotes all kinds of irreligious activities, came into this world. In the purport, Prabhupada says, third line, if there is an arrangement for the constant chanting of the holy names, qualities, etc. of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, there is no chance at all for the personality of Kali to enter. That is the technique of driving away the personality of Kali from the world. So constant chanting should be there. Srila Prabhupada encouraged 24 hours Kirtan in some of the temples of ISKCON, Vrindavan, etc. We have it on Ekadashi. Where is Abhishek Prabhu? Went for Kirtan or what? This is also Kirtan. Shukdev did Kirtan, Shukdev Goswami. Did he have Kartal Mrudang there? Where is Prabhu gone? Anyway, we cannot control the manager. No to him. Ahar Nisham Seva Mahe. Day and night in service. And last line says, nothing is bad if properly used for the service of the Lord. So we can use everything in the service of the Lord. The earlier verse described after Parikshit punished Kali, what was the situation? And now this verse describes Kali's entrance. Now, seventh verse is very important in one sense. It is advantages of Kali Yuga. Please repeat. Nanu dveshti kalim sambrat saranga iva sarabhuk kushalani ashu siddhanti netarani krutani yat. Maharaj Parikshit was a realist like the bees who only accept the essence of a flower. He knew perfectly well that in this age of Kali, auspicious things produce good effects immediately, whereas inauspicious acts must be actually performed to render effects. So he was never envious of the personality of Kali. So all the Shubha Karya, that auspicious activities, whatever, you can give lot, millions of cows in charity in your mind. Then you can give crores of rupees of donation to ISKCON temple. Whether this temple, Kunjavari, Vella, Uttamnagar, whichever you like, or all temples you can give in each temple 10 billion crore dollars or Swarna Mudras or biscuits or bricks, golden bricks, 10 crore or billion crore in your mind. Actually, we can't see one golden brick also. That is our bank balance. Nothing in the balance. But we can give in the mind. And that is all considered as done. That is the power and beauty of Kali. And bad activities, unless done, cannot have their undesired effect, whatever. So we are saved. Otherwise, in the mind, so many offenses we commit. So if only like Satya Yoga and all, if all that was considered, Renuka, the wife of Jamadagni, she went to fetch water for Jamadagni's sacrifice. Every day she would do. But that day she saw one Gandharva enjoying with other heavenly damsels. So her mind got little polluted. And because of that, she lost her chastity to some extent. Otherwise, when she would just touch the water like that from earth, immediately earthen pot would be made and she would fill it in and bring it. But because she lost her chastity that day, so the earthen pot took time to get formed. And after some time, somehow it got formed and she filled it. And but Jamadangi immediately he became furious. How dare of you to come so late? Why did you become so late? And she was silently standing. She could not tell. So he just sat in meditation and he saw. And then he understood. My wife thought about that other man. So she got polluted. So he wanted to kill her. So just imagine if the same standard is applied now. Forget about entering Brahmacharya ashram somewhere in our college campus or somewhere only in the will be dead there. Isn't it?
It is said that there is a mental sin is not considered, but mental offense is considered. That is
Mental
misconception.
offense is not considered, but it will become verbal and physical. Then it will be considered. And mental offense is also offense. So it will putrefy you. At least your mind is contaminated and you cannot remember Krishna. Malina haile man nahi Krishnera smaran. When your mind gets contaminated, you cannot remember Krishna. In Chaitanya Charitamrita it is said, Vishaira anna khaile malina haile man. By eating the foodstuffs given, cooked by materialistic person, one mind gets contaminated. And next line is, Malina haile man nahi Krishna rasman. And mind is contaminated, you cannot think of Krishna. But mind is contaminated in any other way also, not just eating the foodstuffs given by materialist. Once it is contaminated, you cannot think of Krishna. Just like water is impure, you cannot see your face there. So it has to be pure. So similarly, mind has to be pure. In the purport, Prabhupada says, did you read translation? Yeah, we read. By the will of the Lord, a living being does not become a victim of a sinful act until the act is actually performed. So these 4 benefits are given by Prabhupada in purport. I'm reading one by one. Does not become a victim of the sinful act until the act is actually performed. Second, a living being in this age is awarded with the results of pious acts simply by thinking of them. Then third, in the middle of the purport, one can attain salvation simply by chanting the holy name of the Lord. And fourth, few lines later, by discourse on Lord Krishna's activities, one can get rid of all the disadvantages of the age of Kali. Reciting 4 benefits. He says to avoid envy, one should see good qualities of a person. We can discuss good qualities. If you want to be a great person, serve great devotees, great persons. Also, he says, if you are not peaceful, you cannot think of the truth. So peace is required, such quality in the mode of goodness. Then with that peace, one can contemplate on the truth. We forget the essentials and give more importance to non-essentials. We are more interested in passing by things than the destination. Just like child in the train also. You can see he's so much interested. The tree is moving and the hill and all that. He's not so much interested in destination. Train is heading to destination, but he's more attracted. Oh, maybe you can get down and eat some foodstuffs there. The childish mentality. So we are also many times interested in passing by things than the destination. Yes or not? How many of you agree? In Brahmacharya ashram also, so many passing by things here and there, and we may be attracted. That few days back, our His Grace Sarvalakshmi Prabhu went to Mira Road temple or somewhere. So the Hare Krishna TV people, they came to know. You only told me, I think. So they said, oh, here Brahmacharya ashram, na? So we'll give you umbrellas for your Brahmacharya ashram. So they gave how many? Around 150. 150 umbrellas. You must have seen that with that thing. And it is written also there. Every alternate petal has that Hare Krishna channel or something. So, yeah, free mein, yeah, we are getting umbrella. Let us go. I also want one. That day I asked him. He said he got one. He never had one, so it is justified. I already have one. In fact, I have 2. 1 hour Dashrath Priya Pro gave me in NIT Rourkela voice as a gift. I said I hardly go in the rains and I already have one. And wherever I go, either cab or aeroplane or that is not required so much. But because you're lovingly giving, I will give. I will take. And then I kept it in my locker. It's very handy, light, and all that. So, but then the mind says, oh, third, this one is a huge one. We can accommodate 2, 3 more dude. First, you also don't need accommodation. Why are you worried about accommodation? And if they want, they will give it. No, 150 are given. All brahmacharis will be given. Don't. After rainy season, you will find so many umbrellas lying here and there. Brahmacharis are very detached fellows. Even during rainy season, also you'll find them here and there. And nobody will bother to write their name also.
Online question.
What is that?
Pranjalpur is asking,
Hmm.
for good activities, mind is not mentioned in the verse.
For good activity?
Mentally performing will get the benefit. That is
Hmm.
not mentioned in the verse. That mind factor is not mentioned in the verse, he's saying.
Netarani is there now. Netarani Kushalanu. That means good activities. Kushal. What do you call? Beneficial activities. Ashu Siddhanti. They will be immediately benefited, immediately rewarded. Na itarani krutaniyat. So na itarani is what? Which are inauspicious. Sanskrit is such a language, or even otherwise also. In the verse it is there, no? Netarani krutaniyat. Unless you do krutani, na itarani, other activities. Likewise, na. See what we say, na. They both went, both of them went there, other 3 not. Now for other 3 did not go, so much you will not say. That is understood. What is the first line? And the second line is like that. Isn't it? 15 devotees went to Kunjabari temple. 10 did not. Now you say, no, in 10 did not, you should say, na, where? That is mentioned already in the first line. Na? So like that. Netarani Kritani. And that is eloquence also. Truth spoken concisely. You should not speak too many lines. Very concisely. Few words and you convey the meaning. That is the expertise. That is eloquence. I forgot. Satyam cha. Sanskrit verse is there. Or eloquence. Mitam cha, I think. Satyam, it should be truth. But mitam, shortly spoken. Concisely. Vagmita. If you check in this thing, you'll find. Satyam cha mitam cha vagmita iti, something like that. This is vagmita. Vagmita means eloquence. One does not have to perform the act, but should simply make the decision to perform it. Results come simply by the desire to perform the act. Even if one does not perform a pious act, one gets the result. Just think of it. But anyway, we are devotees, means we are trying to be devotees. We don't have to worry about giving cows in charity and all that stuff. We can think of chanting more. I want to chant more. Every day, 191 rounds, not 192, but that will be imitation of Haridasta. But maybe every day 191 rounds I can chant, or at least 128 or 108. Ashtotara Shata Japa. Or maybe 64 rounds if possible daily. 1 lakh. 58 rounds, 1 lakh Harinam. 64 is 1 lakh 10,000 or 11,000 something. To think of auspicious spiritual activities. Not karmyonmukh sukruti, but bhaktionmukh sukruti. Devotional activity. And because you desire, you will get to do them also. How many of you seen that some sincere, serious desire you had in your heart for devotional activity and you could do that later, though not immediately? Yeah, because Paramatma is there in the heart. He will give necessary facilities. Like then 8th one. Maharaj Parikshit considered that less intelligent men might find the personality of Kali to be very powerful, but that those who are self-controlled would have nothing to fear. The king was powerful like a tiger and took care of, for the foolish, careless person. Those who are intelligent, mode of goodness and all, we don't have to worry. They will be Krishna conscious. They will not have influence of Kali Yuga. But those who are foolish and all that, they need. So he was a tiger like king. Oh, Ruko Nrushu Navartate. So he took care for the foolish and careless. Those who are not devotees of the Lord are careless and unintelligent. Unless one is thoroughly intelligent, one cannot be a devotee of the Lord. Jai Krishna Bhaje, Sai Bodo, Chatur. Krishna Varnam Tisa Akrishnam, Sango Pangastra Parshadam, Yagyai Sankitana Praye, Yajantihi, Sumedasa. They are very intelligent, good brained fellows. Now who worship Lord Chaitanya, the Lord and Master of Kali Yuga and Sankirtan. Similarly, Aham Sarvasya Prabhavo, Matta Sarvam Pravatate, Iti Matva Bhajante Mam, Budha, Bhava Samanvita, Budha. Those who have brain substance, those who are very intelligent. And like that, several places it comes. Jnanavan, Mam Prapadyate. Those who are intelligent, they surrender to me. So if you become devotee of the Lord, you are the most intelligent person on the planet Earth. Not the IS officers, lawyers, doctors, engineers. They are duffers. They are fools. Every moment they are being fooled, befooled by Maya. But if you are a devotee, that means you are not getting befooled by Maya. You are always surrendering to Krishna. Mamayu prapadyante. Maya metam tarantite. Those who become subservient to Maya's proposals, they become foolish. But those who don't surrender to Maya but surrender to Krishna instead, they are the most intelligent. So be a devotee and be wise. Be considered as a wise. Be actually in actuality be wise. Then next. He says in the commentary here, the king had another intention. Was there a disturbance to the foolish people of by Kali? There was none, because he had fear of the devotees, those who were discerning in nature. Kali was a powerful tiger among the innocent. Only innocent people he could attack. Ninth. O sages, as you did ask me, now I have described almost everything regarding the narrations about Lord Krishna in connection with the history of the pious Maharaj Parikshit. Middle line purport. The history of the devotees is not different from the history of Lord Krishna's activities. So devotees are called Bhagavat. Lord is Bhagavat. About Lord anything Bhagavat. But devotees are Bhagavat. They surrendered to Krishna. So Bhagavat, same. Shri Bhagavat Seva Prabhu. So sometimes BHA, G, VAT. Is it Bhagavat or Bhagavat? Both are more or less same only. Not in the Mayavadi sense that you become one with the Lord. You become one with the desire of the Lord. You execute the Lord's desire. Shri Bhagavat Seva Prabhu. Shri Bhagavat Seva Prabhu. 10, 11 are about importance of hearing Krishna Katha. You can repeat after me. Yayaha Katha Bhagavataha Kathaniyor Uruk Kathaniyor Karmanaha Gunakarma Shrayaha Pumbihi Samsevyasta Bubhushubihi. Those who are desirous of achieving complete perfection in life must submissively hear all topics that are connected with the transcendental activities and qualities of the personality of Godhead, who acts wonderfully. The Krishna Katha is medicine to get rid of Janma Mrityu and all this. One can overcome easily. Bubhushubhi means by those who desire their own good. To do anything other than this is to waste one's life. 11th. The good sages said, O grave Suta Goswami, may you live many years and have eternal fame, for you are speaking very nicely about the activities of Lord Krishna, the personality of Godhead. This is just like nectar for mortal beings like us. Martyanam amrutam hi naha. Naha for us. He, certainly. Certainly it is for us. What? Martyanam, who are bound to die. Amrutam, you are giving life to us, we will become deathless. Last line says, or towards the end, the more we hear about the transcendental activities of the Lord, as they are stated in the Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam, the more we can know about his transcendental nature and thus make definite progress on the path back to Godhead. So hearing is very important. The more we hear, we will know his transcendental nature. Janma karma chame divyam. How his birth is transcendental, how his activities are transcendental. We'll know only by hearing more and more and more and more. So we need to hear more and more. And then when we hear like that, so much transcendental, oh, amazing, Krishna is amazing, Haribol, wow, like that. And then you will be eager to go back home, back to God, and you will go back home, back because you will have your Abhideya very strong. More the Sambandha Gyan is strong, the more the Abhideya is strong. Process becomes very powerful. If Sambandha Gyan is very much uh, reinforced in our consciousness. If you heard last few days that living name book, what was being narrated by His Holiness Sachidananda Swami Maharaj. So that is that Sambandha, our eternal relation with the Lord. If that is not clear, then the Abhideya, the process becomes very weak. Like if you are told, just to take this Mahaprasad and there in Swargate, you give to one person. One person? Which person? One person is there. So you may not be very enthusiastic. Doesn't seem to be a very important person. But if you are told, that person is the MLA of our Gokul Nagar, his house is there, or maybe he's sitting with the Prime Minister of India. Prime Minister, really, I'll be allowed inside? Huh? Sure, sure, bro. Then give me camera also. Nice mobile. I'll click photos. You see, the difference is there. When you don't know who that person is, then you are not so enthusiastic. But if you know his greatness, then you are so mad. 12th. He's talking about Vedic Yajna versus Sankirtan Yajna. We have just begun the performance of this fruitive activity, a sacrificial fire, without certainty of its result due to the many imperfections in our action. Our bodies have become black from the smoke. But we are factually pleased by the nectar of the lotus feet of the personality of Godhead Govinda, which you are distributing. So what they were in and what they are getting, this gulf of difference. They were into a sacrifice, which is very elaborate, tedious, and time consuming, plus their bodies have become black. Only that suit, black suit is formed on the body. Afterwards, they'll have to go and take bath also. So what's the thing? And he is giving them immortal nectar. Govinda Pada Padma Asavam Madhu. Asavam itself is nectar. And Madhu is honey also. So it's a nectarian honey. Amazing. Govinda Pada of the lotus feet of Lord, which are like Padma, lotus feet of Lord Govinda. So you can see this is there many times. Even Diti performed Vrata, that Pumsavan Vrata and all that. So it's very tedious, so many things. But Sankirtan Yajna is so easy. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Anybody, anywhere, anytime. Even in the toilet, even in the midnight, even underground, underwater, anywhere you can chant, provided you desire to chant. You don't even need beads. You are initiated beads also. Tongue is the mother of holy name. Mora archa murti mata tumi se dharani. Jiva rupa tumi mata namera janani. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu before sannyas. I told no the other day. No? When Mother Sachi came to know that my Nimai is going to take sannyas, she talks that evening, hey Nimai, what is this? Why are you taking sannyas? Yeah, young, chaste wife and widowed mother. I don't have anyone. I told no all this. So he says, when I was Ram, you were Kausalya. Maybe not here. And you were there in Wagoli morning. Bhagavatam. There I spoke. They were not present. That was not in Bhakti Vaibhav classes. So when I came as Krishna, you were Devaki. When I came as Kapil Dev, you were Aditi. You were Devoti. When I came as Vaman Dev, you were Aditi. When I come as DT, you are Dharani. Because DTs are made from earth. And when I come as holy name, you come as my mother in the form of tongue. Jivha Rupa Tumi Mata Namera Janani. Mother of holy name is the tongue. In Maharashtra, Namdev Maharaj is very famous and he was taken care of by Janabai. So she Namyachi Janani. Namyachi Jana. Many things. But this is holy name, is the child of our tongue. Prabhupada in purport says, second line, the first flaw is that there is an acute scarcity of expert Brahmanas able to carry out such performances successfully in this age of Kali. Earlier ages, the Brahmanas would just recite a mantra and a fire would be ignited from the wood. Now here we take wood, we brush it also, abrade it, still fire will not come, spark will not come. And sometimes the matchstick also people may not know how to use it. That also becomes weight because of rainy season. Many times devotees when Achman, they do Achman for that matchstick also. इसको भी purify करना चाहिए लेकिन you put water on that is all spoiled then. Second, he says any discrepancy in such sacrifices spoils the whole show and the result is uncertain, like agricultural enterprises. You know that Rutrasur, when Vashta performed it, and he's wanted to say the enemy of Indra should be born, Indra Shatru. But by mistake, he said Indra Shatru ho. So just by a little difference, little discrepancy, and it made huge difference. Let a demon who will be killed by Indra be born. Exactly opposite. Let a demon who will kill Indra be born. But now let the demon who will be killed by Indra be born. Exactly opposite. Or agricultural enterprises, you do everything and no providential rains, then a problem. So it's all uncertain like that. And second paragraph he says, the sages of Naimisharanya were practically sufferers from the smoke of a sacrificial fire and were doubtful about the result. But by hearing from a realized person like Sutta Goswami, they were fully satisfied. So if you see in their sacrifice, what were two things about Vedic yajnas? Undesirables are the outcomes. The smoke, which was undesirable, that was the outcome. They became black by that. And desirables are doubtful. What they desire would be coming out of achieved or not. Like Samudra Manthan also, they were doing all that. And then what was undesirable? Poison. That came in such excessive quantity. Like that. And the desirable, God knows whether nectar will come or not. That came anyway at the last. Before that, Airavat came, Lakshmi came, many other elephants came, Kaustubmani came, this came, that came. Anyway, some of these things were taken by them because some demons like that. So Vedic sacrifice like that. But there it was all guided by Krishna. So in one sense, the assurance was there. But otherwise, by one's own initiative, one takes up some Vedic sacrifice. There's no guarantee whether he would reach the desired outcome or not. In the again last he says, what is that? In the Brahma Vaibhava Puran, Vishnu tells Shiva that in the age of Kali, men full of anxieties of various kinds can vainly labor in fruitive activity and philosophical speculations. But when they are engaged in devotional service, the result is sure and certain, and there is no loss of energy. In other words, nothing performed for spiritual realization or for material benefit can be successful without the devotional service to the Lord. So sure and certain. Sankirtan Yajna result. Here in commentary, he says, drinking the nectar shows that the results of bhakti are directly attained. It is intoxicating, madhu, honey, asavam, since it gives us no experience of happiness and distress, which is present in everything else, and since it gives us the experience of the sweetness of the Lord. So it doesn't give just happiness and distress, it gives the bliss. The sweetness of the Lord is far superior to happiness and distress. Many times we agree happiness is far superior to distress or best. But even beyond happiness is the bliss of Krishna consciousness. The three Anandas, Jadanand, Brahmanand, Bhaktianand. Jadanand means by enjoying any sense object, material sense gratification. That gives one Jadanand. by jad, dead, dull, matter. Even if man tries to enjoy the body of a woman, it's a dead body only. The soul is present, that is different. He is not acting on soul plane, he is acting on ground. So it's a Jadanand. Then beyond that, the Jnani's experience Brahmanand, spiritual happiness, merging in the Brahma Jyoti, the impersonal light emanating from spiritual world and the Lord. So that, in comparison to that, Jadanand is like, that is like an ocean, and Jadanand in front of it is like a drop of an ocean. But far superior to even Brahmanand is Bhaktyanand, devotional happiness. And in front of that Bhaktyanand, which is like an ocean, even Brahmanand is like one drop of that ocean. It is nothing. So we are looking for Bhaktyanand through devotional activities, not Jadanand, Bhog, Vancha, not Jadan, not Brahmanand, liberation, desire for liberation. Okay, 13th verse is very important. We'll discuss tomorrow. Any question? Devotees are wondering, we are beyond time. Don't ask any question. Prabhus, please. All devotees are sending signal to Paramatma, to their own Paramatma, and all Paramatmas are same only. Oh, Paramatma, let not anyone ask any question. And this Narhari Thakur, Thakur, who, me? Everybody has. I'm happy. It's my duty, but I'm not sure the frequency of your friends. My frequency is definitely different from them. Anyone on chat?
Hare Krishna. Prabhuji, my question is, Prabhupada is stressing much on chanting, congregational chanting of holy name. So in ISKCON scenario, it's found that although we know that chanting of the holy name is the main thing need to do, but it's found that many times yagyas are performed and means Vedic yagyas only authorized yagyas.
Yagyas mentioned in Pancharatra Vidhi and all that, given by Narad Muni. And
But
so that is okay where it is required. But otherwise, we should have faith. Like in Krishna Balaram temple installation, for the sake of Brajabasis and other Indians, Prabhupada had to call the local Brahmins, Smartas. But he said the devotees who are performing Sankirtan Yagya behind Krishna Balaram temple, they cannot even see the deities. But that is actual installation of Krishna Balaram. So in our heart of our hearts, we should be very clear. Sankirtan is the topmost. Taramadde sarvasreshta nama sankirtan niraparadha nama laile pabe premadhan. But sometimes externally we may have to do some things, isn't it? Like just for inauguration, we call the president of India. Well, who is president? In comparison to GPCs and pure devotee gurus in ISKCON, he is not chanting 16 rounds, not even one round daily. But because the world will not say that, oh, GPCs of ISKCON installed Radha Vrindavan Chandra. So let go in lakhs. Let us go daily in lakhs. Nobody will come. But if president opens the temple, hey, ISKCON temple, Pranab Mukherjee, the president of India came. Let's go. And thousands will come daily. So we have to be what you call practical also in that sense. But there also, when we perform yagya, Sankirtan goes on, isn't it? If you are very clear, you don't have to participate there. Not Jyotish, the astrologer, this Vastu, that is perfect. Like that. We have to respect demigods, no? Yeah, it's a part of Vedas. And we have to respect demigods, no? You have toilet towards east direction and you're passing stool, showing it to sun god. So you may get diseases. No? So that's why you have to know how to face, where to face. Yeah, even passing water. Daytime you should face northern direction in passing water, and nighttime southern direction. Our toilets they were arranged. They are arranged. You go inside. If you choose the urinals, you are facing west. If you go to toilet, you are facing east. So none of the two. You have to face north in the daytime and south in the evening, night time. Yeah, other offense is committed. How can you pass urine in the direction of sun? You say wall is there, no toilet wall is there. That is not the way. Hmm? Okay, ठीक है. Yeah. Basically, no, I have been using for years. I never face east or west. North only in the daytime and south in. Just you have to sit in a particular direction. You don't have to break the commode and turn it around. You will not find on our floor, you will not find a single broken commode. I have not done that anywhere. So you have to adjust. When you cannot adjust things, you should adjust yourself. Simple. But you should follow Vedic laws. Hari Bhakti Vilas and many other literatures written by Sanatana Goswami. It mentions clearly how to do things. Okay, so we'll end here. We'll continue. If you have a question, ask tomorrow. ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय, श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय, समवेत गौर भक्त वृंद की जय, निताय गौर प्रेमानंदी. So today also we are just 6, 7, 8 slokas behind. Don't have tension. Understand my intention. You may have good intention, Prabhu, but still. 18th and 19th, 2 chapters only.